here at the Speedo Aquatics GB Swimming Championships 2024. We have been crowning British champions in that pool, the iconic London Aquatics Centre, all week. We have 2 more nights of racing, and your Saturday night starts right here. Who are we sending to Paris? Who is going to the Olympics and the Paralympics? We're going to know by the end of the night, so stick around. You're in for a treat. Let's get into it. Yes, welcome to day 5. Can you believe it? Can you believe it, Ellie? Day 5.
No, cannot believe it. It's gone so fast, hasn't it?
So fast. Ladies and gentlemen, it is day 5 of the Speedo Aquatics GB Swimming Championships. And like you can see before you, I've got the lovely Ellie Simmons here with me. Now, Ellie, we have a lot to get through tonight, so we're going to dive straight into it. For those joining us, we're looking at both the para swimming and the swimming. So we're going to take a look now at the para program. Now, the selection policy works a little bit different on this, doesn't it, Ellie?
Yes, it does, yes. So, as you see, the Olympians, it's about, on the final, getting that nomination time, but coming first, where the Paralympians have that nomination time in each of their classes, but they can do it in the heats and also the finals as well. And Paralympics and the Paralympians, disability swimmers, can also become top 3 as well in their classification. So they have a bit of difference compared to the Olympians. Also, there's different selection policies as well, looking at LA 2028, relay swimmers, also team coach discretion as well. So there's lots of different things in this selection policy. It's very confusing.
It's very confusing, but that's why we have you here to help me take everyone through it. So let's take a look now at who has hit that nomination time for the para swimmers. So on the first 2 sides there, you can see this is in the women's program. We have Tully Kearney, Scarlett Humphrey, Eliza Humphrey, Alice Ty, Poppy Maskell, Brock Whiston, Jessica Jane Applegate, Georgia Sheffield, Tony Shaw, Faye Rogers, Ellie Chalice, Olivia Newman-Baronis, Maisie Summers-Newton, Megan Neve, Louise Fidesz, and Susanna Hex. So a lot of names there.
Oh yeah, very much so. Lots and lots of names. Some newbies in the team, some athletes that have that experience. It's great to see a range. And for me, the highlights have been Scarlett Humphrey, Eliza Humphrey there, the 2 S11 swimmers. This will be their first Paralympics. And also the boys as well, Stephen Clegg, William Ellard. We saw a great swim there from William in the 100 metres freestyle. Got that world record in that 100 metres freestyle. It actually isn't a Paralympic event for the S14s, but he's got a chance of swimming that relay spot, because these guys are going in for also individual swims, but also there's 20-point relay, there's 32-point relay, there's the mixed medley relay, there's the freestyle relay. Yeah, there's so many events in the Paralympics, and that's what makes the Paralympics so exciting. There's a range of classifications over 10 days in Paris, and it's great to see such a range of people, a range of athletes getting those nomination times. So
that's who's got it so far. Who are your picks for tonight? Because of course we're probably going to be adding some names to that that para list this evening. Yes, we saw Faye Rogers this morning in the S10 100 metres fly. She got that nomination time. She is the World Championship gold medal from last year's World Championships. Also, we could possibly see in that 100 metres fly an S14 world record. Olivia, she's a newbie on the team, a new face to watch. She was just shy of that S14 world record held by Shabalina, a Russian swimmer. Let's see if she can get that time tonight. We've also got 2 world record holders in the 200 metres individual medley. Maisie Summers-Newton
SM6. We saw her get 2 gold medals in Tokyo. Also, Brock Whiston as well, SM8. She is a world record holder in that event. Also, the boys as well. There's so many people.
Yeah, I mean, too many to mention them all. Yeah. Too many to mention them all. But of course, world-class swimming on the para program. And we've been very lucky throughout this entire week. We've been joined by very special VIPs in and around the venue throughout the week. And I was lucky enough to catch up with one of them earlier on pool deck. So let's take a look. I'm being joined by someone very special down here on pool deck. Liz Johnson, Paralympic champion, world champion, and actually won a bronze medal in this pool at London 2012. Liz, does it feel weird to be back?
Yeah, I always love coming back to London. It's a really special pool for me. More so, like we've talked about off camera, the games atmosphere, what it did for the country was huge, so I love being here.
And you actually laid one of the tiles of this building.
I did. They trusted me with the very last tile. It's over that far side. I counted it when I put it down. So I was really lucky I got in the pool when there was no water in it.
And that's pretty special. You're part of the London Aquatics Centre legacy. Now, I want to bring on, speak about your new role. We're coming into the Paralympics over the summer. You're executive producing, sort of on the other side of things. Tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, I've been really fortunate since retiring. The 3 games I swam at, I've broadcasted in the 2 following that, and now, yeah, I'm behind the camera. I'll go on screen when the games times comes, but it's been really exciting to be involved in influencing the tone and how Paralympic sport and people that have disabilities and disabled people are portrayed. I think it's more important sometimes, so we're doing that, and I think it's important because it's never happened before, and as we're seeing with the swimming, you've got to see people like you in roles to believe that you can achieve it too, so I'm hoping that it just inspires more people.
Absolutely. You know, you're talking about that representation that matters, and you said to me earlier off camera that you know, it all sort of came together for you when you retired from swimming and now get to focus and really make changes behind the scenes.
Yeah, and I think it's important for the athletes. We see it a lot in the non-para program, that the athletes progress working for sponsors, working for Aquatics GB, working as coaches, but we don't see the transition so much for the para athletes to stay in the sports, and that's hopefully something that we can change.
Well, look, thank you so much for joining us. Just before we go, I just want what has been your highlight on the para program this week?
I think for me, it's to see what happens when athletes see themselves. So the S14 program is going from strength to strength, and we're seeing really exciting competitions, and that's because they've had role models.
Yeah, absolutely, like yourself. It's going to be an amazing night of racing tonight. I'm looking forward to it. So that's the para program, but now we're going to bring it back round to the swimming program. Now, the selection policy, just for a little recap for you so you understand how this works. If an athlete in the Paris final hits that nomination time and comes first in their race, they're going to Paris. They've made the Olympic team. If they hit the nomination time and come second, it's going to come down to the selectors. And of course, the selectors do have discretionary choices as well to make up a total team of 30. So who's made the team? We've got 2 more nights to go. This is who's done it. You can see it on your screens. The automatic Paris qualifiers so far: Kiana McInnes, Freya Colbert, Abby Wood, Maddie Harris, Lucy Hope, Adam Peaty, Ollie Morgan, Kathleen Dawson, Honey Osrin, Dan Jervis, Anna Hopkin, Matt Litchfield, Matt Richards, Duncan Scott, Tom Dean, Alex Cahoon, and Joe Litchfield. Now you can see on your screen some of them have an R next to their name. That's because they've qualified through a relay. If they have an asterisk, they've qualified through the relay but have also come second in an individual event. So because they're already on the team with the relay, it's more than likely we're going to see them swim that event as well in Paris, but we just can't confirm that. Now, over to the next page, you'll see the Paris nomination times. Laura Stevens, Jonathan Marshall, and Katie Shanahan have all hit that nomination time, but come second in their event, so it's going to come down to the selectors. And down the bottom there, you'll see the open water qualifiers as well. This was done through Doha. 10K swims for Hector Pardo, Tobias Robinson, and Leah Crisp. We've seen some of them in the pool this week. They've been having a great time, but what do you got to look forward to this evening? So this is the schedule. It's going to be a busy night. We're kicking it off with the men's 800-meter freestyle. We then move into the women's 100-meter butterfly, the men's 200-meter breaststroke. There is no para event in that as well. It is not swum at the Paralympics. The same goes for the women's 50-meter backstroke. That is a Paris para final only. Those events are not swum at the Olympics either. Then we have the men's 50-meter freestyle, and we, of course, finish the night with the women's 200-meter individual medley. It's going to be a packed night. It's very exciting. I'm super excited about it. And you know what else I'm excited about? One of the names that you saw on that list is joining me here in the studio. Max Litchfield, welcome. Thanks for coming down.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having us.
So you've made it. You're back on the Olympic team. You've had a few days to process it. Give me your thoughts.
Yeah, it's amazing. You know, to be sat here saying I can, well, in the summer I'll be going to my 3rd Olympics is amazing. beyond my wildest dreams, and something, as a kid I would have, to go to 1 would have been a dream come true, and to be able to go to 3 is going to be fantastic. So just really excited for what the rest of the season holds.
I can't wait to see what you do, mate, seriously. And, if the other night's anything to go by, we're going to have a look at your race here. You got the British record. You took it back off Duncan Scott in this 4 a.m. So talk us through your race.
Yeah, I mean, I've been swimming great on the 4 a.m. all year. I've been more confident with it than I ever have, really. I've been swimming very consistently throughout the rounds in every competition I've swum, and I've just been really confident. I've been trying to stay big on my stroke, which hopefully looks like I'm swimming really big on there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just dead happy to put that swim together. Yeah.
And you going into that, you're sort of saying, you're very sort of confident, knowing that it's kind of yours to lose in that moment, right?
Yeah.
Does that give added pressure to the race?
I guess it could, but I don't think of it that way. I've kind of matured as an athlete, I think, over the last few years, and I'm always just thinking about myself and what I can do. Forget what anyone else is doing. If someone has an amazing swim and beats me, amazing for them. But I've just got to do what I do day in, day out, and put the race together on the day.
Well, you seem to do it, and I know you got more to come tomorrow in that 2 free. But before we get to that, I want you to talk through some of the races tonight, because it's going to be a big one. We're going to start with our men's 800-meter freestyle. Now, Tobias Robinson, you can see there, that was actually taken in Doha. He qualified in the 10K. He had a massive, 6.5-second PB in the 15, but he's going to be here in the 8. It's a bit of a big difference from a 10K, right?
It is, yeah. Toby's a great guy. He's one of my really close friends, and it was amazing to see him qualify in Doha, and he was so close the other day in the 1500 as well, which was gutting to see him come up short. But he had an amazing swim the other day, and he's clearly in great form, just coming off the back of altitude. So I think he's going to have a good race tonight, and we'll see what he can do.
That should be a fun way to start the night. We then move into the women's 100-meter fly. Now, this is an interesting one, because Laura, who's more your world champion and, sort of more comfortable over that 200, was kind of pipped to the post the other night by Kiana McInnes. Kiana tends to sit more comfortable in the 100, so which way is it going to go? Yeah,
honestly, this race is hard to call, I think. Laura, she's an amazing trainer. She trains so hard, and she's been in great form this year, obviously off the back of winning the two fly gold in Doha. So I couldn't predict it. It's too difficult.
I don't want to do it either. I don't want to do it. And I think it's going to be a surprise, because Kiana's got that qualification time. Just saw her there, all smiles from the heats this morning. But Laura's got the pressure. She knows what she's got to do.
Yeah.
We've then got the men's 200-meter breaststroke. James will be obviously, a very strong contender in this, as well as Greg Butler. But James, I spoke to him this morning. Was feeling super comfortable, super confident after almost getting that time in the 100-meter breaststroke.
Yeah, obviously he swam great early in the week, obviously in the 100, and 200 generally is one of Wilby's stronger events. So he's going to go in there with a lot of confidence tonight. He looked great this morning. But I think Greg's going to have a great race as well. He's swum great the last year, and I think he's got something to prove tonight as well.
I can't wait to see what they do, seriously. Yeah. And then we're moving into the fastest men on the planet, the men's 50-meter freestyle. We've got, obviously, Matt Richards from the other night from the 100 put together a fantastic race. Lewis Burris as well. He missed the final in that 100 free, but it was 48.7 to get into the final.
Yeah, it's going to be a great race. 53 always is.
Yeah.
Obviously, Ben's been phenomenal all year, and he's going to be phenomenal again tonight, I'm sure of it. But I think for that second spot, it's going to be pretty close across the field. Obviously, Alex Cahoon as well. He's had a great week so far, and he looked great this morning. So it'll be interesting to see what happens tonight.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. There you can see Ben and Alex on your screens. Yeah. Now, this is Ben's only event in the Olympics as well. So, he always seems so calm and collected. I'm like, you have 50 meters. You got to get it right.
Yeah, Ben's one of the calmest guys I know. I room with him in Doha, and he's just so chill. He's so relaxed. Which is good. It works for him, and swims fast off it. So
it does. And then, of course, we've got our final race of the night, the women's 200-meter individual medley. There's Abby Wood on your screens, Freya Colbert, both already qualified. They were having a laugh this morning, seemed really relaxed. But again, we got Katie Shanahan in this. She's hit that nomination time twice and 2 second places. Is she going to do it? She's got something to prove.
She has got something to prove, and obviously she won this event, the trials last year. And she's been in great form. It's just, she's been on the wrong side of those touches. So it'll be a really great race tonight between those three girls. And obviously Leah Schlossen as well in there. She's a young swimmer coming through, and I think she won European Juniors the last couple of years. So She's going to be strong as well tonight. It'll be another good race.
I can't wait. It's honestly going to be a great way for you guys to finish tonight as well. Listen, thank you so much for coming down and having a chat with me. Good luck in that 2 free tomorrow.
Cheers, thank you very much.
It's going to be a wild watch, and good luck over the summer.
Thank you very much.
It's going to be amazing.
Cheers,
right, you guys get yourselves comfortable. It's your Saturday night. We're about, you can hear the atmosphere starting to pump in here, which means it's time for me to hand over to the wonderful Andy Jameson and Paul Noble in commentary. We'll be back with the post-race interviews, but let's get into the action.
Well, thank you, John, and it really is pumping here. And I've got to say, the emotions, it's day 5 already, and there's been so much emotion flying around. It always does at these Olympic trials, doesn't it? And, well, this year particularly, Aquatics GB has put on such a fantastic show. The great news is that really replicates so much more of the Olympic Games. I mean, it's impossible to actually replicate the feeling and the atmosphere of an Olympic Games, but it's much closer with all this pumping and excitement. But the flip side of that is it's exhausting to be around, is it not, Molly?
It is definitely, yeah, and it's a long week. It's a 6-day competition, but that gets even longer again when they head out to the Olympics. So it's great prep. The atmosphere has been amazing here, and I'll just get better going this summer in Paris.
And you went to 2 Olympic Games, 2 finals in that women's 200 metres breaststroke. Did you ever find the trials as exhausting as it's been? It certainly seems to be here, as exhausting as I am, and I don't know. You look actually rather cool, calm and collected. You're a chill person when it came to the trials?
I think I used to find the trials probably the most stressful part of the year, and I actually caught up with Duncan Scott earlier, and he agreed. He was saying how kind of the trials is a lot of pressure on just to make the team, but once you're there, kind of the pressure's off, and it's just about performing to kind of prove all the training that you've done. It all comes together at the right time. So it's definitely a stressful week for the swimmers. It's definitely a long one, and it's very strange being on poolside. It's a very different experience, but I completely understand what they're all going through. So yeah, it's a tough week for them.
Well, I have to say I'm delighted you are on the poolside and in the commentary box next to me. It's been great fun so far. World short course champion in that 200 metres breaststroke. Still can't believe that wasn't your favourite race that you've ever swum. But anyway, we'll come to that in a second. China Melbourne Smith of Loughborough University, coached by Andy Manley, as is Tobias Robinson in lane number 4, who is the fastest seed in this men's 800 metres freestyle. Second on that 1500 metres freestyle. And, well, a bizarre thing happened on his split at the 800 metre mark, Tobias Robinson, wasn't it?
Yeah, he actually set a 800 PB within that 1500, so caught up with him slightly earlier, and that was a 1-second PB. He has some goals going into this, so it'd be interesting to see how he takes this out and how he handles the race.
And his goals are, you think, maybe?
He would like to dip under 750, which would be very close to that qualifying time.
Well, you've got to think if he went 7:53 to his feet the other day going through 1500, 750 would be a walk in the park, wouldn't you? Let's see, 7:47 is the consideration time for the Olympics on the 800. He's already going, of course, for the open water. He's in 4. Take your marks. The final heat of the men's 800 metres freestyle. There were 3 heats this morning. This is heat 4. And that's why we've got 10 lanes being used. In the final sessions, normally you only use 8 lanes, but because it's still a heat, it's the final heat, you're using 10 lanes. The fastest so far is Sean McCann, who went a fantastic lifetime best. He really did. He went 8 minutes 12. An absolutely wonderful swim that was from him. So interesting, he could still win it, I suppose, in theory, but down his first 50 metres, just nice and comfortable in the right in the centre in the yellow lanes. That is Toby Robinson, the red suit and the black hat. 1 lane up from him is Alexander Sargent of Millfield. He also swam a fantastic 1500, 15-second lifetime best to come 3rd. But at the moment, well, Toby Robinson's already started pretty quickly. I thought you meant to go nice and steady on the first 100.
Well, I think he's got something to prove here, you know. He knows he's got a PB in him. He's done that already earlier in the week. So I think he just needs to get out there and kind of set the tone, and it'll be interesting to see who goes with him. It's a great start from the left side of the pool, and we saw that kind of structure yesterday in the women's 400 freestyle as well. So, but no, Toby's looking great here, breathing every 2, regulating his breathing. His stroke rate looks pretty low, and his legs are kicking probably a little bit more so on the 1500. So definitely some intent here on this 800.
Well, it certainly is. He was 55.9 to the 100. And, well, he's just gone a 29.5, something like that, 29.6 on that last 50. So he looks very good indeed. He really is pushing it. This is fascinating. Well, he's doing the 10,000 metre open water race in Paris. I should say probably as long as it happens, because there's a little bit of concern about the water quality, and if it's not good enough, there's currently chat about not holding the 10,000 metre open water. Surely they can't do that.
I'd like to think they'd come up with a solution, whether that's even outside of Paris, somewhere else in France. I'm sure there's plenty of options, so there is a little bit of time before hopefully we need to worry about that. But even so, Toby's putting himself in a great position to be in that pool if that is the case.
So this is the 250 metre turn. That's 5 lengths down in this, the final heat of the men's 800 metres freestyle. This is impressive, you know, it really is. Dan Jervis won the 1500 metres freestyle in 14:47 inside the consideration time, so he's booked his train ticket to Paris on Eurostar. That was a great swim from him. But this is interesting. I have to say, I didn't expect coming into this championship, this Aquatics GB Swimming Championships 2024, the National Championship and the trial, I didn't expect to be commentating on Toby Robinson coming second in well under 15 minutes on the 1500 freestyle, and then this far ahead after 300 metres and having a really good look at the consideration time for the 800.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think for Toby, a lot of it's just confidence building. You know, he's been on the scene for a long time. We both moved to Loughborough in 2014, so he joked the other day that he's probably done the most lengths of Loughborough Uni swimming pool out of everybody, and I really wouldn't put that past him because he's been there for so long now. So it's nice to see this start paying off for him, and I think just getting that confidence of getting on the Olympic team early this year is now just proven here in the pool.
So Toby Robinson over first by, what, about 7 or 8 metres now. It looks like still in lane 3, it's Alexander Sargent of Millfield School, and that almost a catch-up stroke he's got, but look at this. He's driving still. So he's coming into the halfway turn in this, the last heat of the men's 800 metres freestyle. Toby Robinson's led from the start. Andy Manley's distance freestyle team, utterly brilliant with the Whiffen brothers and Hector Pardo, open water swimmer, also going to the Olympics. He's not here actually, Hector Pardo. He's decided not to do pool training. That's an interesting decision. That's of the 2 guys who do train together at Loughborough. One of them's come here to do 800 and 1500. The other one has decided to train through it.
Yeah, and I guess for him, his focus is purely on the open water this summer. I think Toby's consistently done pool swimming over the years, and I think that's potentially where he started and then moved into open water. So I think this is a great call from Toby. You know, he did it great earlier this year in Doha to qualify in the open water, but this is just confidence building. It's kind of like a stepping stone along the way to the summer meets.
Well, it is a confidence builder, but I've got to tell you, he's going very fast indeed. He really is. This is the 500 metres turn, and he's got to get to 7:47. So where is he at the moment? Well, it's a 53, is it? Yeah, so he's got to pick it up a little bit if he's going to go 47, that consideration time, but he's going to be well under his lifetime best. Still bizarrely, I can't quite believe this morning, that stat you read out earlier, his lifetime best was to his feet going through the 1500 metres the other day.
Yeah, and I think that kind of just shows, like, these PBs have been on the cards for a long time for Toby. I think he often gets quite frustrated around pool swimming. He's been back year after year and he's maybe not quite got the results that he's wanted or that he deserves from the training that he's done. So it's definitely all coming together at the right time. I think this is his last year of swimming, so he kind of has nothing to lose. He's kind of here just giving it everything he's got. He's going to Tokyo, and then, yeah, I think if he can end his career on a high, he'll be really happy with that.
Well, I was going to ask you one question, but I might ask you that. Well, I'll ask both of them. So the first one is, what is he doing to be going so much faster this year? Because he looks just sensational at the moment, both here and in the open water. 53, so he's going to go a lifetime best, certainly. He's got a little bit of go to still go under that to consideration time. But what is it that he's doing to go so much faster? And the second question I was also going to ask is, if he does go really quick here and keeps on going, knocks lumps off his lifetime best, why would you stop?
I mean, he might not stop, don't hold me to that, but I know, bless him, he's been swimming for so long, and like I said, he's been in Loughborough now for 10 years, so I think that's definitely in the back of his mind. His partner, Abby, lives with him in Loughborough as well, so a lot of sacrifice from both of them over the years. But I think things are just coming together for Toby. So he used to train in the National Centre at Loughborough under David Hemmings and Kevin Renshaw previously before that. Alongside Jack Bonnell. So then when Jack Bonnell decided to retire, Toby didn't really have a training partner there. So decided to make the move to the uni group, train under Andy Manley. And like you said, they have an amazing group there with the Whiffin twins, Felix and Hector. And so I think he's just part of a great environment. There's great facilities at Loughborough that he's been lucky to be a part of for many years. So I think everything's just kind of coming together here for him.
Well, it certainly is, and 100 metres to go in this final heat of the men's 800 metres freestyle, and he's going really well. He's going to go very close to 750. I'd love to see him just stuck under that. Let's see how he can go here. It's going to be a tough one. His last 50 metres is going to be very fast indeed. He's going to have to go 27 flat pretty much, but he can do it. The race for second is still on, and it looks like it's Tyler Melbourne-Smith in second, and maybe just about third. One lane closer to us is Rhys Grady, with Alexander Sargent of Millfield in fourth, but no doubt about the leader. He's got 15 metres to go. Can he go under that 750? His best is 7:53.8. I mean, that is brilliant. He's going to be very close. Come on. Oh, it's going to be so close. I think he's just going to miss it. 7:51.51. Well, it's a massive lifetime best and a super national title for Tobias Robinson of Loughborough University. He's going to the Olympics in the open water, the 10,000 metres open water. But what a swim it was to win the championship. Toby Robinson wins it. Second, Tyler Melbourne-Smith. And third, Rhys Grady.
Yeah, great swim there from Toby. I think he knew he'd potentially be out there on his own. So really brave of him, just taking out strong, taking confidence from that 1500 earlier in the week and setting a big lifetime best there as well.
What a swim. What is the attack, really, right from the start? I mean, he just showed intent. I think the only time he wasn't leading was maybe just on the start. And then, well, went through the 50 turn and just kept on going, just kept on turning the gas up. Really impressive.
Yeah, and probably taking a few tactics from the open water races too. I know he always finishes really strong there. So I imagine on this 800, he was kind of just winding up throughout the race. And then a great last 50 there from him, just outside of what he wanted to achieve of dipping under 750. But I'm sure he'll be very happy with this week.
Well, that's a great swim. And the new champion is Toby Robinson of Loughborough University. Wonderful swim that was, and his teammate ducked under 8 minutes. That's great too for Tyler Melbourne-Smith. Rhys Grady third, Sargent fourth. Well, that's a great swim. Well done, Toby Robinson. What a warm-up for the Olympics. Let's see what he's got to say to John.
Well, he's done it, ladies and gentlemen. Please put your hands together for your British champion, Tobias Robinson. So, Tobias, I'm going to jump in here because your British champion, that's another PB. It was like 6.5 seconds in the 15. You just said to me, you know, you PB'd at your 800 mark in that as well. And here you are dropping like another 5 seconds. Something's going right in the pool.
Yeah, something's going very right. This is my first British Championship gold medal because I've been coming here for 8 or 9 years. And I always manage to get silver or bronze behind Dan Jervis. So I've got to say thank you to Dan Jervis for not turning up today. Yeah, carry on. That's it.
That's it, that's it. Well, look, you know, you qualified for Paris in the open water out there in Doha. It's a very different thing, you know, open water and then coming in here. We're seeing more of a crossover now between athletes that jump between those. Are we going to be seeing you more in here as well?
Yeah, look, I want to speak to the audience and the people at home. Please tune in to the Olympic race, open water marathon race, because it is so, so exciting. You'll have, it will be spectacular. Please tune in, 9th of August, it'll be fantastic.
Yeah, it's going to be on the beat for the Olympics. Well, listen, congratulations, your first British gold. He's off to Paris, ladies and gentlemen. Give him a round of applause. So, Tyler, it's great to have you back here again. We got a silver medal. You know, you're chasing down Tobias. What are you sort of focusing on, I suppose, in your 800s? It's a bit of a different race to that 15.
I think me and my coach before the race decided we were going to change it up and go out a bit slower and come back a bit quicker. I think it worked. I mean, the last 50 was tough, but I'll take a second this year.
You know, it was a tough race sort of for second and third, just separated by 0.1. Did you know where Reese was?
Yeah.
Well, it was fun to watch. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your silver medalist. And Reese, 18 years old, coming out here, getting a British bronze medal. It's got to be a pretty nice feeling for you.
Yeah, it's really good. I'm really happy with that. It's a good race at the end.
Yeah. So moving forward, you know, you've got your bronze medal, you got a great time. Sort of how are we going to progress that? What are you going to be focusing on?
I think I'm going to work on my stroke rate a bit more, just to make sure it's more consistent going into the future. That's something I can do in training.
Well, I can't wait to see what you do. Look, congratulations on a bronze medal. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for your British medalists.
Really love that. That's fantastic. Did you know where Reese was? Yeah. It was fab. What a great answer. Well, top three, sub 8 minutes. That's really good. 7:51.5. I can tell you that Toby Robinson, well, he did win gold there, and he was a little bit worried about Dan Jervis. Dan Jervis split 7:51.79, and he's just gone 7:51.5. So he's the fastest 800 metres freestyler here this week. So he's earned it by rights. Well done, sir. Well done. First national title.
I know, and like I said, Toby has been around quite a while now. So although this isn't his preferred event in the pool, I'm sure this will just give him confidence moving forward.
So here's the call room, the ready room, getting athletes preparing for the junior final, the women's 100 metres butterfly. One of the greatest places this. There's so many races are won and lost in this area. Did you enjoy the call room?
I did, yeah. I think we touched on this briefly the other day, but myself and like Abby Word, and to be fair, the majority of the breaststroke girls were kind of very chatty. I know sometimes you get very serious call rooms where headphones are on, people are visualising their race, but for me it was all about being as relaxed as I can and almost leaving thinking about the race to the very last minute.
You had people like Lily King in there, though. She wasn't a shrinking violet, was she at all? American.
No, but like once you actually got to know her, she's really easy to chat to. She can be very intimidating, and I remember back in Rio, kind of a little bit of drama between her and Yulia Efimova, but she is genuinely lovely and one of the chatters in the call room.
I thought we were going to see a little bit of big time wrestling in that call room between those two. I mean, she was instigating it. I mean, she was sort of in the face, really, wasn't she, of Efimova a little bit?
Yeah, definitely, and it's a tough kind of topic of conversation, but I think, yeah, it's a little bit of race drama, which is kind of nice to see sometimes.
It certainly is. We love race drama in the commentary box. Let's see a bit here. It's the junior final of the women's 100 metres butterfly. Sky Carter from Basildon, Phoenix, coached by an Olympian, Doug Campbell. She's in 4, the fastest seed. Kinsman of Kelly in 3. So the full lineup: Watson of Northumberland, Durham 1, Grant of Newport in 2, Kinsman Mount Kelly 3, Carter Basildon 4, McCarty Glasgow 5, Grover 6 of Wolverhampton, Coco Croxford of East Kilbride 7, and Catherine Renfrew of Perth City in 8.
Great start there from lane 4 in the centre in the orange hat from Sky Carter. I think she does already have the European Junior consideration time on the 50 freestyle, so this will be an additional event for her if she can dip under that 60.98.
And interesting, like breaststroke on butterfly, about 10 metres out of the wall, you can just adjust the distance of your stroke, just the length of your stroke, to try and hit the wall right on the end of a stroke. And she didn't quite manage that. She's still very young, though, so the 16-year-old, I'm sure she'll improve on that, and Doug will be having a look at that as well. But this is a very impressive swim. Good discipline, head down on one stroke and up on the next one. And Sky Carter going really well. Can she bring this home? Lifetime best is 61.51. 61.51. Can she hit it? A little bit of a glide. It's good. 61.07. Excellent. Nearly half a second inside of her lifetime best. Very good swim from her. And also second place, that was Blythe Kinsman, right on her lifetime best as well. So good swimming from those two.
Yeah, great junior final there. And I think, as I said, the juniors have such busy weeks, you know. They're all so versatile, covering multiple strokes, multiple distances. So I imagine by day 5, day 6 of the meet, they're getting quite tired. But great swim there from Sky in lane 4, hitting a 1:01.07.
Oh, that was a great race. And I think she can go quite a bit quicker, you know, if she just looks at that turn, looks at the finish. It's a little bit brutal, isn't it, when you win the junior final of the Olympic trials to say you can go quicker by doing this and that. But I'm sure that's what Dougie will do. I'm sure he'll say, well done, 1, 2, 3. And then how can you get quicker? Dave Hemmings must have been great at that, wasn't he?
Absolutely, and even the best race of your life, say when I swam my British record in the 200 breaststroke, we're straight away after the race kind of critiquing it, seeing where there is room for improvement, especially this time in the year when you are heading into the summer meet. It's like you want to be at your best at the Olympic Games. So even if you're swimming PBs here at trials, it's about walking away from this and just breaking down the race and just seeing where them 1% can be made.
Indeed it is. Well, what a great experience for these women here. This is the B final of the women's 100 fly. If you're Welsh, well, the Welsh champion is in the big final. If you're Scottish, Kiana McInnes is in it. She won the 200. If you're English, Laura Stevens, the new world champion 200 fly. She's in the big final. And these women all been warming up in the ready ring, watching the best. This is the B final of the women's 100 metres butterfly. Georgina Pryor of Derby is in lane 4, with Betsy Wizard in 3, and 5 is Lawton. But Georgina Pryor right in the centre. She started well. I think she started just about the best of the rest of the field with that white hat right in the centre.
Yeah, great start there from Georgia, really maximising those underwaters. Coming into the first turn, as we mentioned, probably trying to have to adjust her strokes from about 5 metres out. Landing very nicely on the wall there, those touch first in a 27.92. Great underwaters again there as well, maximising 15 metres and coming up fast. But she's bringing it home really strong. She will be looking to dip under that 1:01.0, which is her PB from this morning.
Well, quite a few lifetime bests to qualify for this B final. There were actually 4 of them. Every single swimmer did either a season's best or a lifetime best to qualify, and this looks good in 4. Her lifetime best is 61.0. What's she going to go? Oh, just outside of 60. Look at that. So close to under 60 seconds. She should be delighted with that. Go on, give us a smile. No. Okay, Georgina Pryor, yeah. Can you tell him? Come on, Molly, you tell him. It was a good swim. It was a good swim. She did really well. She attacked you from the start. Nice, easy speed down the first 50, it looked like, but the time.
Yeah, great time there, 60.21 for Georgia in lane 4, but great technique there as well. She really maximised the underwaters, hit her turns really well. You can see her slightly adjusting her strokes from 5 metres out, so great technical swim there.
It was indeed. Well, next event up is the para swimmers, and John caught up with the para swimmers after the heats this morning.
Alice and Brock, both of you guys British champions already this week. Back in there, putting in some decent swims in that event. Going head-to-head tonight, it should be a fun one.
I think I might pull out the final, not gonna lie. The 400 really wrecked me yesterday. I've not been training for it, and my final swim just I gave it my all, but I'm absolutely exhausted, and I want to focus on the 100 free tomorrow. So hopefully I'll be allowed to pull out. We'll see, though. I'll talk to my coach.
Talk to your coach. I mean, you always swim a massive program. Is that sometimes difficult to manage?
Yeah, I mean, back in 2019 when I was less injured and hadn't had my amputation, it was a bit easier. But I mean, this is one of the meets that we're practicing at because I think we're looking to try and do as many events in Paris as reasonable. So we're just trying to figure out where I'm at, whether or not the 400, if I'm going to be exhausted the day after, where that falls in the program. So yeah. We're trial and error. Trial and error. And Brock, you just added the 400 to your program as well. You swam it last night. It was a big swim. Is that something that we're going to see you keeping as well?
I mean, for me, the 400 was, definitely a fun event that we added. I had the 200 IM, 100 breaststroke, my main focuses in 2019. So we added the 400, but it looks like now the 100 flies being added in. But I was 0.09 off the qualifying time for Paris, so see what I do in the final. But I think between me and Alice, we're pretty strong in the S8, so it's quite nice to have someone to race against at competitions, so yeah.
Of course, and I love watching it. Look, good luck tonight. Go do amazing.
Thank you.
Well, Alice, get her wish. She is not taking part in this final, saving it for the 100 freestyle tomorrow. And that means that Georgia Sheffield is in. She goes in the outside lane, in lane number 8. And there's Brock trying to improve on that time that she did in the heats this morning. 1:14.03. It was inside the nomination standard. But Kellyanne Warrington, well, she was just 0.12 outside the standard this morning. Can she dip under that 108.76 for the S10 class? Poppy Maskell's had a good week. She goes into Louise Fides. Again, a very strong butterfly swimmer, qualified for the World Championships last year on butterfly. And there's Jessica Jane Applegate. Great support in the crowd for her. Over 100 members of Norwich Swim Club in the crowd tonight to cheer on Jessica Jane. Faye Rogers, the world champion in the S10 class, representing University of Aberdeen Performance. She made that nomination time this morning, as did this young lady, Olivia Newman-Baronius. 103.86, a British record for the S14 class in the heats this morning. The world record stands at 103.33, so just over half a second outside the world record. Olivia Newman-Baronius, newcomer to the GB squad. She'll be next to the world champion in the S10 class, Faye Rogers. Big two in the centre, Louise Fides, hoping to dip under another nomination standard. And Jessica Jane Applegate, well, it's a big race for Jessica Jane, City of Norwich swimmer in lane number 3. Has to drop around about a second if she's going to challenge that nomination standard of 106.02. Well, keep an eye on these swimmers in the centre. It was Olivia Newman-Baronius. No surprise to see her getting the highest number of points. Of course, not necessarily the swimmer who touches the wall first. It's the number of points, which is based on the world best times for the swimmer's own classification. But Newman-Baronius, well, what a start this is in lane number 4. She went out this morning, British record in 29.71. And she's gone out in 29.18. So world record very much on now, right on pace. Poppy Maskell going well in lane number 2. Jessica Jane Applegate very close behind here, but Newman-Baronius and Poppy Maskell are coming away now. Let's see if this world record could be under threat. Well, we were talking about Newman-Baronius, but Poppy Maskell right there and challenging. Great swim from Maskell right up there in lane number 2. It's fantastic stuff here. It's going to be very close at the end into the wall. It is Newman-Baronius, and it is a world record mark. She has equalled the world record, and that was incredible for Olivia Newman-Baronius. An equal world record to the 100th, 103.33. She was made to work all the way by Poppy Maskell, who had a great swim there in 103.69. Faye Rogers it was, 979 points, 105.93 for Faye Rogers. But what a swim there, Olivia Newman-Baronius, an equal world record, and she can hardly believe it. What a good swim that was. Just looking back down the field, Callie-Ann Warrington hit the wall at 107.56, and that is a nomination time for Callie-Ann Warrington as well. So we can add another name to the list of swimmers who has that nomination time. But, well, all eyes were on Olivia Newman-Baronius there, as she went out very fast, but Poppy Maskell was right there. That is fantastic for Poppy Maskell. 103.69 for Maskell, but 103.33. The world record has been equalled by Olivia Newman-Baronius. We have confirmation of the result. The two S10 swimmers in 3rd and 4th, Faye Rogers and Callie-Ann Warrington, both under that nomination time. What an excellent swim there from Poppy Maskell. 103.69, 983 points. And that was well inside the British record mark and just outside the European record as it stood. But Olivia Newman-Baronius, what a swim. This find for the GB team. 1,000 points exactly. And a world record equaling swim. What a great race. Just did not think that Poppy Maskell would be so close to Olivia Newman-Baronius, but it was a real tussle. And I think the medalists congregating in the middle, and they can now chat with John Mason.
Well, she did that, ladies and gentlemen. Please give it up for Olivia Coleman-Barones, world record. So, Olivia, Poppy, can I just squeeze in here? Thank you. Olivia, I know you're very shy, but you just broke a world record in front of all of these people and people at home. Is there anything you want to say?
Thank you to Tom, my coach.
Yes. Well, look, that's it. That's all you want to say. Look, congratulations. British champion, world records. Poppy, a massive congratulations to you. You also hit the nomination time as well. Another one. It's very good.
Thank you very much.
You happy?
Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. You did brilliantly. A silver medal. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Poppy Mescal. Faye Rogers, congratulations, a bronze medal and that nomination time as well. So pressure is off, you've done it.
Yeah, I'm really excited. It wasn't as fast as I'd hoped for, but it's the second fastest I've been this season, so I can't complain. Yeah.
Well, look, congratulations. We loved watching you do that. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for your British medalists and a new world record.
Wow, what a cracking swim that was by all three swimmers, all nomination times achieved. Michael Gunning from Pride Swim Series is making these presentations. Well, Faye Rogers, nomination time just outside last night, but she's in tonight. Poppy Mescal adds another nomination time to her tally. And a world record equaling swim from Olivia Newman-Barones. Well, that was fantastic. What a great swim. And another swim is now in prospect. It is the women's 100 metres fly final. And John, this morning, caught up with two main contenders in that one, Kiana McInnes and Laura Stevens.
Now, I'm back down here on pool deck with Laura Stevens and Kiana McInnes. They put on a hell of a show the other night for the 200. Kiana, I'm going to come to you first, because obviously getting that booking your place to Paris in a 200, it was a tough race, but sort of takes the pressure off, I suppose.
Yeah, it was definitely nice to do that the other night, and I think, yeah, going into tonight has given me a lot of confidence, I think. Trained for the 200, but obviously the 100 comes down that with that. And I trained with Lucy Greaves, so she definitely brings my speed down as well. So it's nice to see her got into the 59 mark for the first time ever this morning as well.
Oh, we love a little PB for Lucy. We love that. And you know, it's 100 metres less, obviously a shorter race, a faster race. Laura, I know you hit that nomination time the other night. It was a brave swim, like your coach said. Sort of reassessing coming into this and just getting the job done tonight.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, like you said, the 100s, it's fun. It's half the distance of the two, so I think we can both just enjoy it tonight. I mean, apparently the pool's sold out, so I think it's going to be nice and loud in here. There's going to be a good atmosphere, so, you know, just come back, soak it all up and enjoy it, yeah.
Well, the world record holder, the world champion on that 200 metres butterfly, Laura Stevens. We just heard from her. She's in lane number 6 in this final of the 100 metres butterfly. It is fascinating, you know, because the consideration time here at 57.17, it's actually the only consideration time, the only nomination time set by British swimming that is actually faster than a British record. Can you imagine? You've got to go faster than a British record to actually qualify for the Olympic Games. Sounds pretty tough, Molly, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they're asking these girls to be the fastest swimmer that Britain's ever seen over the 100 fly, so it's been seen before. There has been times before when qualifying times have been faster than British records. But yeah, it's a big ask from the girls, but also you've got to remember you've got the relay slots as well. So I would imagine whoever wins this, if they're closer than the nomination time, they will be taken for the relay.
Indeed, what a massive opportunity that's going to be. Well, we saw Lucy Grieve go through the picture. I know she's brought a massive contingent of supporters here, including her two sisters and her mums here as well. Laura Stevens in 6, Kiana McInnes in 5. Won the 200 fly. What a fantastic swim that was. She's the defending champion on this 100. She's in second fastest seed. And Harriet Jones of Wales, and she's in lane 4. The Welsh record is currently held by Gemma Jarvis, ex-Gemma Lowe. Wonder if that's going to go here. It needs to if they're going to qualify. What a race. So hard to call this one, Molly. Where are you thinking?
Oh, it's so tough. I mean, you've got the Welsh record holder in lane 4, Scottish record holder in lane 5, Laura Stevens, the world champion over the 200 metres. So much talent here. I think Harriet Jones is in for a good race.
Well, Harriet Jones is the Welshwoman, and she's in lane 4. What a massive opportunity this is. The next minute will change somebody's life. The winner could well be selected on the relay, whether they make the qualification time or not.
Take your mark.
100 fly final. The fastest seed is Harriet Jones of City of Cardiff, right in the centre, but Kiana McInnes, the champion on the 200, the defending champion, is in lane number 5. McInnes has had a good start, but the best start's certainly gone by the fastest seed, Harriet Jones, right in the centre.
Yeah, Harriet looking great here. She holds a great 50-metre butterfly as well, so I think we can expect to see her go out quite strong, and potentially lanes 5 and 6 coming back strong after that 200 earlier this week.
So Jones over first, with McInnes second, Grieve third, Laura Stevens, the 200 fly expert, in 4th. She qualified 4th for this final, and she's starting to come back now with Stevens, and Stevens looks good. This is going to be tight down this last 25. It really is going to be tight. McInnes is going well in the black hats inside those yellow lane lines. I think she's just taken over the lead now, Kiana McInnes. She won the 200, and the Sterling swimmer's going really well here. I think she's going to win the 100. This is a great swim from her. She should get the touch. Oh, a little bit crabby, but not bad. 57.92. And Kiana McInnes does the double, the 100 and 200 fly. My goodness me. I've got to say, I really didn't expect to be calling a 100-200 fly double here for Kiana McInnes. Huge surprise on the 200, and after that, well, she just flowed on the 100, didn't she?
She did. She came back so strong there. Great swim from Lisa Grieve as well, coming second in the 58.3. This morning was the first time she dipped on the 59, so another big PB there in the final.
Oh, she did a super 200 PB as well, Lucy Grieve. What a meet she's having. Well, I've got to say, the pacing for Kiana McInnes, she is a 200 fly swimmer. She went out reasonably well. Let's Harriet Jones just on the right-hand side in the blue hat to Harriet Jones. Let her take it out, but at this mark, about 35 out, she just started reeling her in.
She did, absolutely, and it's all about keeping your composure down that first 50, especially when you're next to these sprint girls. And I remember being next to Lily King, and she always takes it out so fast, so keeping that composure and knowing that you can bring it home strong.
So Kiana McInnes wins the 100 metres fly, adding that title to the 200. She's already going to Paris on the 200. Grieve second, Stevens third. What a meet McInnes is having. Well, let's hear from those 3 medalists with John.
She's having an amazing week, and she's carrying that on tonight. Kiana, congratulations. Another British title, and doing it in a great time as well, 57.
Yeah, really delighted with that. Yeah, couldn't hope for more, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, sort of going into that, was that something you obviously going for a time, the nomination time, it was a big time, it's going to be a British record. Did you think this was something that was reachable at this point?
I mean, yeah, I've been training really well. Obviously, that was a really quite quick time, that one. I think just trying to put as good a time forward as I can for the relay was a big thing as well.
Yeah, well, look, well done. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for your British champion, Kiana McInnes. And Lucy Grieve, you had a big day. We had a PB this morning, another PB now. I think it's your first time under 59.
Yeah, no, I'm over the moon with that. I just was trying to go a wee bit faster tonight. I was kind of stuck on 59.1 for a while, so it was lovely to do it once, but it's even better to do it twice.
Of course. And, you know, they're obviously both from University of Stirling. They're obviously doing something right up there.
It's so lovely to train with Kiana. I feel like we get on really well as people and as training partners, so I'm very lucky to train with her because, I mean, she's so amazing at all the fly events, so yeah, I'm very grateful for that opportunity.
Well, look, well done. Congratulations on that silver medal. And Laura, I'm coming over here. I know the 200's a longer, tougher race. It's where you sit very comfortably, but that was still a stellar performance in that 100.
Yeah, no, I mean, the 100's always a fun one. It's a good splash and dash. And yeah, as much as my dreams of being a sprinter are kind of staying alive, yeah, no, I'm really happy with that. It was fun and yeah, good end to the meet for me.
Yeah, fantastic. Look, you've had a great week. Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for your British medalists.
Well, what a meet Kiana McInnes is having. Massive surprise winning that 200 metres butterfly. A brilliant swim she had on that. And then, well, that time that she just won the 100 metres butterfly, Molly, was fabulous, wasn't it?
Yeah, a little PB there from her, but also breaking the Scottish record. So great from there. You can see here, this is Kiana's boyfriend presenting the awards. It's Angus. So really nice to see kind of family members, boyfriends, girlfriends, being here during the meet and getting them down on poolside.
Well, he shook her hand and then give her a hug. Come on, mate. I suppose it's not that cool to give her a kiss, is it? Fantastic pictures, though, really is. What a meet she's having. What a meet Sterling are having. They are absolutely on fire here. Well, straight into the next race, and it is the women's 200 metre... it's the men's junior 200 metres breaststroke. And delighted to have world short course champion Molly Renshaw, double Olympic finalist Molly Renshaw, double Olympian Molly Renshaw in the 200 breaststroke sitting next to me. Looking forward to this event?
I am, yeah. It's definitely one of my favourite events to watch. It's such a technical aspect to it, a lot of pacing focused around it as well. So, yeah, always an exciting one. Interesting to see how everyone races it, because everyone's very different. Everyone's technique is very different as well. So, yeah, it's a good one. I do like this.
Understatement of the year. That's great. She's sitting on the front of her seat. She's sitting up. She's got her elbows out. She's looking forward to this, is Molly Renshaw. This is the junior final of the men's 200 metres breaststroke. Josh Inglis of Mount Kelly, the 16-year-old in lane 4, is the fastest seed, with a 15-year-old in lane 5. Wilfred Lee both set lifetime best to qualify for this junior final. In fact, 4 of the 8 into this junior final set lifetime best, with another 2 of them setting season's best. If you want to come back in the final, it's fairly straightforward. If you want to come back in the evening, swim a best time in the morning and then see what happens. Junior final of men's 200 breaststroke. So 4 lengths to the pool. It's the junior final of the men's 200 metres breaststroke, with Joshua Inglis of Mount Kelly right in the centre. He's already set 2 European junior consideration time in the 100 and the 200 in the heats to qualify for this final, and he looks good. Tactically, how do you approach a 200 breaststroke, Molly?
It's a tough one because it's so individual for everybody, but for me it was about kind of attacking that first 150. I always had like a marker that I knew I wanted to hit around 150, and then hanging on as much as I could down the last 50. But yeah, very individual. Like, we'll see James will be coming in the Paris final later, and he has a really strong back end, but is again also a really good sprinter. So it's about getting that balance and just timing the race perfectly. Otherwise, that last 50 can be very painful.
And Molly, another thing I'm really interested in about breaststroke, it seems to me it's almost 2 different strokes, the 100 breaststroke versus the 200 breaststroke. You see Adam Peaty, it's a totally different beast to something like this, where they're just gliding and almost getting as much distance per stroke as they can, but they almost surf off their hands. It's beautiful to watch, but so different, the 100 stroke to the 200 stroke.
Absolutely, and it's like you said, it's almost a completely different stroke. I think the 100 is a lot about power, probably less technical than the 200, because breaststroke is such an inefficient stroke that you want to try and make it as efficient as you can. So it's about maximising every single stroke, holding as much water out at the front of the stroke, finishing the legs as strong as you can, but also the technical aspects around the turns, from altering your stroke rate from 5 metres out. So there's a lot to think about over a 200 breaststroke.
And let's have a quick look at this turn as well.
Yeah, good turn, a little bit long. I think it's kind of hard, going into that last turn, oxygen levels are low. You're kind of just trying to concentrate on the technical aspects, but lane 3, Daniel Lee's looking great here, coming back really strong down this last 50.
Well, Ransom underwater on that turn was very good indeed, and well, he looks tired, but he's certainly moving. He's moving well, and the Mount Kelly swimmer, Josh Inglis, trying to respond. And this is a very good swim indeed from both of these guys. Inglis taking over again. Goodness me, well, I thought he was dead and buried, but look at this, he's come back and he's going to win the B final, the junior final. Great swim, 2:18.95, a new lifetime best from Josh Inglis of Mount Kelly to win the junior final of the men's 200 metres breaststroke, again underneath that consideration time for the European Junior Championships. giving himself a great chance of being selected for that. Inglis wins it, Ransom second, third was Melville. The first two guys underneath 220, a 218 and a 219.
Really impressive stuff there for the junior final. Lane 4, Josh Inglis, 218.95. This morning was a 1.5 second PB, so just dipping under that again tonight.
Well, that's sterling stuff, isn't it? And there's so many swimmers qualified for the Junior Europeans so far. They can't take them all. They can only take 30. I think they're now up towards 50 swimmers having qualified. So it's all going to be on how much you can beat the consideration time by. So don't just try and just touch out the consideration time, just beat it, but try and smash it as much as possible. That would give you the best chance of being selected for the team going to Vilnius, Lithuania, later in the summer. So the B final of the men's 200 metres breaststroke. Matt Rogers is the fastest seed from Bromley. Just missed the big final of the of this 200 metres breaststroke by 0.2 of a second. So close after the heats. He swam really well. New season's best for Matt Rogers to qualify fastest. Toby Mackay, champion of Oxford in 5. Two great juniors in here as well. Philip Novacki in 3 from Jersey Tigers, and Oscar Bilbao closest to us. He's set 3 junior consideration times already. Bilbao in 8. Novacki's done 2 in the 100 and the 200. The B final of the men's 200 metres breaststroke, and Matt Rogers right in the centre from Bromley. Well, he was the fastest seed. Not necessarily the best start, though. I think that's coming right at the bottom here in this orange hat of Repton at Oscar Bilbao.
Yeah, great start there from Oscar in lane 8. Really maximising that one fly kick that they get to use on the breaststroke pull-out. So diving in, they obviously only get the one butterfly kick. Any more than that will be a disqualification. So coming into the first turn, it's looking quite evenly split, but lane 3 takes it in a 30.33.
Well, it is Philip Novacki, and he swam a fantastic 100 metres breaststroke. He's one of the highest ranked swimmers so far. They rank all the juniors in terms of how much they've beaten the consideration time. And he's actually ranked number 3 of all the men and women on all the events so far. He beat the consideration time by 4.28%. That yellow hat up there in lane number 3. He swam a 61.4 on the 100 metres breaststroke. A brilliant swim that was from the junior. So, first around the wall, he's still there, only by just over a quarter of a second, but it's Novacki from Casey, from Rogers, from Ryan. Good turn again.
Yeah, great turn, looking really strong down that first 100. So we know he's obviously got a fast 100. He had a really good PB in that earlier this week. So interested to see what he's got down this next 100.
And a slightly different stroke from the guys in the junior final. He seems to be repping a little bit quicker, and certainly slightly different to the stroke that we can see in lane 7. That's Alexander Casey of Loughborough down the bottom here in the black hat. The yellow hat versus the black hat, very interesting.
Yeah, the yellow hat definitely having a more direct, faster-paced stroke, but over in lane 7, Alexander Casey from Loughborough Uni, a little bit more of a flowing stroke, so you can see him almost diving down a little bit further in between each stroke.
And then, of course, you've got Oscar Bilbao at the bottom in the orange hat, who's got a much quicker stroke, almost an Adam Peaty-style stroke. Much quicker round, but he's starting to catch up here with about 10 metres to go. And this is the B final of the men's 200 metres breaststroke. Bilbao right at the bottom. Who's going to get the touch? Also in 6, it's Christian Ryan. Great last 25 from him. Oh, look at that. 5/100ths of a second, splitting the first 2. Alexander Casey wins it just ahead of Christian Ryan in 2nd, and Philip Novacki held on well for 3rd. Really good swims from all of them, and fantastic swim it was to win it from Casey. Just held on.
Yeah, great swims all around there. I think that was a PB again from Philip in lane 3 and under that European Junior nomination time. We do have one more junior coming up, which is Max Morgan in the A final. But great swim there from Alexander Casey, 2:16.21.
Well, that was a great final. Well, this morning, James Wilby, our superstar, swam his 200 breaststroke heat, and John caught up with him afterwards.
Down here on pool deck with the fastest qualifier for the men's 200 breast. James, I know you said to me 200 breast is never easy, but you made it look pretty easy out there.
Yeah, no, thanks very much. Heats, honestly, they're a strange one. You can make them look kind of easy, but I remember I went 2:14 in 2019 and in the heats, and that was one of the hardest 200 breaststrokes I've ever done. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with how that went, and I'm looking forward to kind of putting something nice together this evening.
Yeah, and you did the 100 on Monday, super solid swim there, almost hit that nomination time, like so close, but it obviously gives you a bit of confidence coming into this, your main event.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that was a tiny bit disappointing, missing out by 2 100s. But, I got my hand on the wall second, which is, an important factor. And then, always looking forward to this 200. So kind of parked that immediately and started focusing on this because, qualifying here will put me in a really good position for the team selections.
Absolutely. Well, look, good luck tonight. Can't wait to see what you do out there.
Thanks very much.
Well, I can't wait to see what he does as well. I really hope he gets close to that ducks under that consideration time. It is very quick, it's 2:08.9. If he does his lifetime best, he will certainly do it quite comfortably, but it is very quick indeed. Here we go, there's Harvey Freeman, the slowest to seed into this final. Did well to qualify for this final, season's best for him. He's in 8. In 1, it's Maxwell Anderson of City of Cardiff. And then in 7, Rory Dixon of Stirling, one of 2 Stirling swimmers in this final. Max Morgan goes in lane 2 for Reeds. He's our top junior, and in fact he's set the fastest or the best ranked time of all the juniors in the whole meet so far. Beat the European junior consideration time by 5.36%, a massive margin. Archie Goodburn, he goes in 6. Well, there's some cracking breaststrokers in the centre here, the seniors. There really are. Goodburn in 6, Butler in 5. We've got George Smith in 3, but James Wilby, old teammate of yours, what's he going to do here, Molly?
I'd love to see James get under that qualifying time. Definitely within his reach. He has a PB of 2:07.4, which puts him as the 3rd fastest GB male ever in this event. So very experienced. He's been around for many years, picked up many medals along the way. So this would be James's 2nd Olympic Games, and as a 30-year-old, that's seriously impressive.
It certainly is, and what also is interesting is you think, given the fact that he's grown up through the Adam Peaty area, I mean, that must have been really brutal, but he's got so many gold medals on the international stage. I mean, it's quite surprising and frightening how many he's actually got. He's done really well.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think his focus used to be more around the 200, but his 100's constantly getting better, and I think that kind of speed has come as he's got older.
Well, it's going to be a really interesting race. There's in lane 5, that's Greg Butler. I'm fascinated to see how he does as well. If he can go under 2:10, his best is 2:10.6. It's going to take a huge lifetime best to go under the consideration time of 2:08.95. It's possible, though. It really is.
Take your marks.
It is the big final. It's the Paris final of the men's 200 metres breaststroke, and the fastest seed in lane 4 is James Wilby. We didn't see really, I don't think, any of the swimmers in the morning go full bore. They're going to have to do that now if they're going to get anywhere near the consideration time of 2:08.95. But they started well.
Yeah, great start from middle lanes. I think turns and starts, not great strength of Wilby's, but the swimming aspect, he's so technical, so strong. So potentially see a few changes around the walls, but he'll definitely bring it back over each 50.
Well, it was Archie Goodburn first at the 50, 29.2, almost a quarter of a second ahead of the swimmer in lane number 5. That was Greg Butler. I think Wilby was 3rd. So how's he going to swim this tactically, Wilby, if he's going to get there? He's in 3rd position at the moment. Are you comfortable with where he is now?
Yeah, absolutely. James has a very strong back end, and I think he probably would expect to see Archie Goodburn going out quite fast. He's probably more preferred to the shorter distances, but great start there from Archie, turning in a 1:02.08. Greg Butler in 2nd and James in 3rd. Greg Butler also looking great here as well. He has a PB sitting at 2:10, so hopefully he can dip under that 2:10 marker here.
Well, starting to make his move now is James Wilby, and the top of those 3 leaders. Still going really well, though, is Archie Goodburn of Edinburgh. And Goodburn having a really impressive swim now, Goodness me, it's tight between these three. Goodburn still leading as he has all the way through, but just starting to make his move now is Wilby. Is Wilby going to first to touch? It's really tight. Wilby from Butler, from Goodburn, but it's only, what, a 0.23 of a second between the three of them.
Yeah, great split there from James, splitting in the 33.4. That's 0.4 faster than the rest of the field, so proving his strength down this back half of the race.
Well, it's much tighter than I thought it was going to be. This Greg Butler swimming really well. James Wilby and Greg Butler will be at the top of those two, and Butler's not letting him go at all. James Wilby just ahead a moment with about 10 metres to go, but it's going to be tight. James Wilby, is he going to get the touch? It's right on the end of the stroke. Who's going to get it? Wilby gets it 2:10.0 with Greg Butler second, 2:10.4. And third was it George Smith? I think it was George Smith third. A new national age group record for the 16-year-olds was Max Morgan up there in lane number 2, but a 2:10 wins it. It was good, but it's not underneath that consideration time.
It's not, no, and I know James will be good with that. You can see on his face there. But he had a great 100. He just missed the qualifying time, but he's put himself in a great position in front of them selectors to be second on the 100.
Wow. Well, the pacing's so important. And look at that start there in 6th. That was Archie Goodburn, and he led for maybe about 175 metres or so. He's very good all the way through. And then the quick guys in the centre, Wilby and Butler, just took over.
Max Morgan as well, they're amazing from him. He did a PB this morning of 2:16.0 and has whopped another 2 and a bit seconds off that to go 2:13.88 in an age group record. So 16 years old and such a great talent for the future.
Well, there's James Wilby looking at the clock. Oh, he's a little disappointed with the time, but I still think he might get selected on the 100 as a backup to PT. We're going to have to wait and see. The selectors are going to have to use their discretion for that one, but no doubt about the winner. It was James Wilby winning the 200 metres breaststroke from Greg Butler and George Smith, and those three now talking to John.
Yes, down here, ladies and gentlemen, can I please get a round of applause for our medalists? Put on a show for us. Now, James, British champion, always a good place to be. I know you seemed a little disappointed when you looked up and saw that time. I know you were going for something else.
Yeah, it's a really challenging one when you kind of, touch the wall first. It's obviously something you should always be proud of, and I'm almost proud of when I managed to touch the wall first, but I really wanted to get that time. I've been incredibly fortunate across my career to have achieved some really good things, and kind of being able to touch the wall and have that kind of Olympic moment is something that I've always been chasing. But, it's a swim, and I hope to be doing that better next time. So, yeah, that's about as much as I can say on that one.
That's okay. And, I feel like I just want to let everyone know, and you as well, a great performance in that 100, so close that time, and second there and first here. You put yourself in a good position in front of those selectors. We'll have to wait till next week, but congratulations on that.
Thank you so much.
No worries, mate, no worries. Greg, a silver medal. That final 50, that was a fun one for us to watch as well, chasing him down. Could you see him there? You were trying to catch him. He just pipped you at the post.
Yeah, it was definitely a great race. I was happy to be part of that. It was a good race with James there, yeah.
Well, look, congratulations on that silver medal. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Greg Butler. And George, a bronze medal for you is sort of a great way to finish your program. Program's done now, isn't it?
No,
you're racing tomorrow? Oh, the 2-3.
Yeah.
Oh, he's in the big one tomorrow as well. It's a big week for you. Well, look, a bronze medal, a great race up against these boys. Why don't you talk me through it, the strategy? Did everything go to plan?
I know I don't have the front end speed, same as these boys, so I try and push second 100 a lot more. But yeah, just off my PB. Would have liked one, but bronze medal, so I was happy with that.
Onwards and upwards, and look, good luck in that 2-3 tomorrow. It's going to be a big one. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for your British medalists.
Well, I have to say, I do think Wilby's still got a great chance of being selected. He was only 2/100ths of a second outside of the consideration time on the individual 100. That medley relay is very important indeed, the men's medley relay. And do we really want Adam Peter to be having to get up in the morning to do that morning heat swim when he may not need to? There's an interesting one, he may not. But there's also the mixed medley relay as well, where at the Olympics, he was on that as well, so lots of potential.
Yeah, definitely, and I think they definitely will take him for the 100 backup. But I've been in this position. It's a horrible place to be, you know, finishing second, being very close to that consideration time. It's a very stressful place to be. But I think being an outsider now, it's probably easier to see that I think that he will be on the team.
Well, let's hope so. Well, John Mason with Ellie Chalice this morning.
Down here with the incredible Ellie Chalice on pool deck. Ellie, a Paralympic medalist, a world medalist in this event, and you just hit the nomination time. You just said to me that's all I cared about. So job done in the heats.
Yeah, it is. You know, I raced in Italy 2 weeks ago and I did a PB. That's probably like third or fourth fastest time I've ever done. So I'm happy with it. I find this pool really hard to swim backstroke because of the ceiling. But yeah, it was an okay swim. The finish weren't great, but overall, this competition's to hit the nomination time, and that's what I did this morning. So can't be happier.
Can't be happier with that, you know. And you sort of say you swam in Italy. You're here now. We're sort of looking at progressing things as we move towards the Paralympics over the summer. What are you focusing on?
This event is my best opportunity at Games. You know, I'm really excited to swim it. Been fastest than anyone in the last couple years. So hopefully that continues going into Games. And yeah, I'm just excited. It should be fun. Qualified for my second Paralympics.
We love to see it, and all smiles says it all. Look, good luck. I can't wait to see what you do tonight, and have fun.
Thank you.
Yeah, huge event for Ellie Chalice. Is the 50 metres backstroke. Achieving that nomination time here. And she is weaving away up to the start. Ellie Chalice, great character for the GB team. Swims in the S3 classification. Tully Kearney is a swimmer in the S5 classification. So again, multi-class here. These two will be compared against the world best time in the last 2 years for their classifications. That will generate the points total. And the highest number of points will win. It was Ellie Chalice from this morning's heat. She had a great swim in that heat. Saw her on day one of the competition. She's had to wait another 4 days before she came back into this 50 metres backstroke. And as she said, big event for her. Tully Kearney as well, British record holder. Both two British record holders here against each other in their respective classes. But Ellie Chalice, world champion from last year. World Championships in Manchester. She has won silver in the Tokyo Paralympic Games. She won silver here in the World Championships back in 2019. Tully Kearney, best known as a freestyler. She's gone up with a 50 backstroke this season. Set a British record in Italy just a couple of weeks ago. She uses that starting device, that little cord that Ellie Chalice uses as well to keep her level at the start. This could be an interesting one. Tully Kearney has a nomination time, but she has to go faster than the British record if she's going to get a nomination time here, and she's got a really high rate there. Tully Kearney, she was Paralympic gold medalist in Tokyo in the 100 freestyle. We know she's got a little bit of stamina, Tully. 42.06 is a British record. Nomination standard is 42.03, so it's really high rate for Tully Kearney. Let's have a check of the clock. We'll come back to Ellie Chalice, but Tully Kearney, well, world record stands at 37.18. It's not going to be that, but I think it might be inside the British record of 42.06. And she, wasn't the best finish, but she is inside 40.99. And that could be a British record for Tully Kearney if that result is confirmed. Well done, Tully. 741 points, but here comes Ellie Chalice now. Watch the clock for Ellie Chalice. Can she challenge that points total? 705 for Ellie Chalice. 57.66, just outside the time that she did this morning. But two great swims, very consistent swims for Ellie Chalice. And just behind that points total for Tully Kearney. What a quick start for Tully Kearney, and she kept those arms going round at such a rate. Look at that, Tully Kearney. Well, great competitors. As I said, Paralympic gold medalist in Tokyo in the 100 freestyle. She may well be a threat in this 50 backstroke if she is selected for Paris. And that was a satisfied look there for Tully Kearney. And that time, 40.99, a new British record. And she will claim the gold medal as 741 points. Excellent stuff for Ellie Chalice as well, the S3 swimmer, 57.66 for her. 705 points for Ellie Chalice. Two quality swims here in the 700-point range. And yeah, well, it is two swimmers you would expect to be on the Paralympic team. In Paris, they have been stalwarts of the team for the last 5 years or so. Ellie Chalice really burst through. And the lower numerical classification, she swims on an S3, Ellie Chalice, S1 to S10. Those are physical impairments. So Ellie Chalice, right at the more severe end of the impairments in the Paralympic programme. You know, she's such a character, Ellie Chalice. Really popular member of the team. And Tully Kearney, well, we said Tully Kearney, that result confirmed, a new British record for Tully. She is in great form this year. And at these championships, a couple of superb performances. That's her second nomination time to add to the 200 freestyle time that she did earlier in the week. So I would expect to be very happy. Two medalists on the podium tonight as they speak to John Mason.
Ladies and gentlemen, can we get a round of applause for Tully Kearney? Just broke a British record. Amazing stuff. Look, amazing, Tully. It was also faster than the world #1, so you're all smiles right now.
This was supposed to be a fun event for me. I'm a freestyler, so to be able to do that in backstroke is just crazy.
Yeah, and you know, we caught up the other day, and I know this has been a long journey sort of for you to get back here. There's been injuries and different things going on, but this is setting you up for a great Paralympics over the summer, hopefully.
Yeah, it has been like toughest year of my career, dealing with everything and the progression of my condition, meaning backstroke's been a bit harder, so yeah, that gives me a lot of confidence going towards Paris.
Yeah, well, look, you know, we got the British record. Maybe we'll see the world record, I hope so. But congratulations, British champion, British record holder, Tully Kearney. And Ellie, like Tully got the nomination time, you got the nomination time this morning in the heats, so you could come out here and just really enjoy that.
Yeah, it's one of my favourite events to swim, and very excited to swim it in Paris.
Yes, I mean, you've been doing great things. I can't wait to see what you do over the summer. Well done. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for your British medalists.
There are the medalists. Great swim from both of them. Nomination times achieved, job done at the trials, and a very familiar figure making these presentations. Ellie Simmonds, well, who can forget the performances that she had here in London in 2012, the multi-Paralympic gold medalist Ellie Simmonds, and a real standard bearer of the GB team, a real superstar in Paralympic swimming. There are your medalists. Great swims from these two.
Well, straight into the junior final, the men's 50 metres freestyle. We got the fastest men in Britain. Three finals in the able-bodied swimmers, and this is going to be very, very interesting indeed from the junior side, and certainly getting to the big guys at the end. I mean, we've got Ben Proud, who is just phenomenal. I mean, his physique, I'll ask Molly to describe that as he comes out, but he's in fantastic shape, isn't he?
Yeah, no, he looks great. Saw him briefly for a moment this morning, and he looks very chilled in his heat swim, so hopefully more to come tonight.
He certainly does. This is the junior final of the 50 metres freestyle. Fern of Aberdeen in 0. There's a 0, actually. There must have been a tie for 8th place. Shepherd in 1, Gray in 2, Way 3, Finch, Roberts, Richards, Knight, Cameron Jameson in 7, Jenkinson of Skipton in 8. 1-length freestyle. Nick Finch the fastest in 4 for Chelsea Westminster, his teammate in 2. So the junior final, the men's 50 metres freestyle, and Nick Finch of Chelsea right in the centre. He's had a good start. Probably the best start, though, is Dean Fern right at the top. The Aberdeen Dolphin swimmer now coming through in the centre, though. It is the big man. It's Nick Finch, the 17-year-old from Chelsea and Westminster. and really powerful, really strong down this 50. And the junior final is won by Nick Finch, 22.96. Well, that's awesome, and he's so excited, not only because he's won, because he's gone under 23 seconds. There you go, look at that. There's a reaction, that's fantastic.
Yeah, great swim from him, and Lisa constantly pumping out some great junior talent. We've seen Edward Marcel Whittles, Henry Gray. So yeah, they're having a great week, and amazing swim for him. First time under 23 seconds.
What a swim that was. Nick Finch wins it, 22.96, wins the junior final. Maddox Roberts second, Joseph Way third of Mount Kelly. And Gabriel Shepherd in fourth. He had a fantastic 100 metres freestyle, went 49.8. Well, what a race that was. Straight into the B final. There's some big boys in here, I tell you. There really are. Dan Jones in the centre won the B final of the 100 metres freestyle, won the B final in 49 flat. The B final, 100 free. He's in the B final here in the 50. Fastest seed, Carswell in 5. Jacob Mills, a junior, in 7. 50. How do you swim it?
Oh, there's not much room for error. I think it's the dream event on the Olympic programme. Everyone would love to be a 50-metre specialist. So, yeah, not much room for error. The guys kind of need to almost get in and get up as quick as they can and get into that really high stroke rate.
High stroke rate, and also make sure you hold water. It's very easy to spin around nice and quick, but not hold water. Dan Jones in the centre for Swansea University. Fastest seed, 22.7 he was in the heats this morning.
Take your marks.
So the B final of the men's 50 metres freestyle. Nice clean start. What a start in the centre in lane number 4. Dan Jones, utterly brilliant underwater. Now the rest of the field starting to have a go at him. It's Aidan Simmons-Brown in lane 2, all really having a crack at him. But look at this in 4. What a start it was. And inside the last 10 now. Is he going to win it on the start? Coming back is Carswell in 5. It's tight, but Dan Jones wins it 22.72. Well, he won it right on the start. The technical stuff that you were saying, Molly, you can't make a mistake, and that was fantastic.
Yeah, great swim there from Dan, exact same time as he went this morning in the heats, and you can see him with that straight arm approach, so what we kind of almost call the windmill arm. So I think we'll see that from Ben Proud as well in the Paris final. So Jan Jones in lane 4 there, taking first in 22.72. Second went to Thomas Watkinson, and third went to Thomas Carswell.
Well, what a swim that was. Great start and super swim. Well, this morning, John caught up with Matthew Redfern, the fantastic para swimmer. This is what he had to say.
Second fastest qualifier for tonight. I'm down here with Matthew Redfern. Matthew, you've had a great week. A little splash and dash for you in the morning. You know, talk us through sort of your whole week so far. I have not had a chance to catch up with you and how that race felt.
Yeah, the week so far has been really good. I've been hitting up PBs, so I've been really happy with where I am. That race itself, I thought there were a couple of bits where I could have done a bit better, so hopefully there's more time to come in the final.
And that's sort of what heats are here for, right? You want to get your place in the final and sort of figure out what those niggles are, what you sort of need to rectify heading into the night's racing in front of the crowd. And what were they in that race?
I think my breakout was a bit early, so just coming out the water, I think I lost a little bit. So it's these little couple of like hundredths here and there that really, on a 50 especially, it could cost you. So there's a few attempts to come off that, hopefully.
Yeah. Well, look, I can't wait to see what we do. Have a great time tonight. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Well, Matthew Redfern, very harsh on himself there. He swam a British record in the heats to qualify second highest points earner. We'll see if he can break another British record tonight in this final. There's Lyndon Longhorn. What a race he had yesterday against Harvey Phillips in that 50 metres breaststroke. He is a British record holder in the S4 classification. And on the other side of the pool, with his 10-month-old baby on the shirt, front of the shirt, Zach Washington Young. And you'll be watching at home. Ollie Carter. Well, great swims that Ollie Carter had in the 100 metres butterfly. 27.01 in qualification. He'll be looking to go a little bit faster. Thomas Navarro-Barber. Well, he had a great swim under the 27-second mark for the first time this morning. He goes in the S9 class. Kieran Williams is an S10 swimmer. swimmer with a minimal physical impairment. The two visually impaired swimmers in the centre. There's Matthew Redfern. 25.52 was an S13 British record. And Stephen Clegg, well, multiple nomination times achieved, and if anyone's going to do a nomination time in this final, it is likely to be Stephen Clegg, the British record holder in the S12 class. Very fast, 24.33. Well, can Matthew Redfern hold on to the speed of Stephen Clegg in the centre? Can Thomas Navarro-Barber get a little bit faster? He's got a long way to go to achieve the nomination time for the S9 classification, 26.04. 26.98 in qualification, big improvement for him, but he may well be able to do something special. There's Clegg, taking his time at the end of the lane. Lowest numerical class is Lyndon Longhorn. He's got that towel on the blocks. He's allowed to do that. He has to get, obviously, dispensation from the technical officials to do that. And the para swimmers can have adapted starts. It's all got to be agreed by the referee. Well, we'll keep an eye on the points totals for Longhorn, Zach Washington-Young, but the fast guys in the middle may well be the ones to the wall first, and the highest points totals we shall find out. Good start, good reaction there from lane 4, Stephen Clegg. Matthew Redfern already half a body length down at the very early stages there. Kieran Williams going well in 3, but Stephen Clegg here, can he dip under the standard? 24.20, very tough nomination time, but here's Stephen Clegg into the wall now. The S12 swimmer, 24.66 for Stephen Clegg, just 0.3 of a second outside his own British record. It's another improvement for Matthew Redfern, so that will be a British record for Matthew, and again an improvement for Thomas Navarro-Barber. Well, what a couple of swims he has put together. 26.61 as Lyndon Longhorn completes the distance in 524 points. Well, it was always going to be a battle of the visually impaired at the front of the field there, and Stephen Clegg was the one that got the better of Matthew Redfern. But Matthew Redfern, I have to say, has had a great week, improving his times every time he's hit the water, but he couldn't match the class of Stephen Clegg. Clegg was away very, very fast. Look at that lead that he had over Matthew Redfern in the early stages. Redfern hung on though, and Stephen Clegg touching the wall there. 24.66 with Redfern 25.25, close behind. The result, I think, is confirmed. There we go. The S12, Stephen Clegg gets in 810 points for Stephen. Matthew Redfern 776 points, and look at that time, 26.61. Wow, massive improvement for Thomas Navarro-Barber there to force his way onto the medal podium. He will be delighted with that swim, and the 3 medalists make their way over for a chat with John Mason.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, can I get a round of applause for your British medalists? Stephen, I'm going to jump in here. You have had a busy week. I'm seeing you a lot. I know you looked up there and said, did I get the British record? Close, close. But after a week like this, the body must be feeling tired.
Yeah, you know, it's been a really tough week of racing, just back to back to back to back. My schedule in Paris is going to be really busy anyway. I wanted to see how close I get to that nomination standard. My PB coming into it was outside, so it was going to be tough, but off the back of a really tough week of racing, I'm pretty happy with that time.
And you've been hitting the nomination times across a bunch of different events. You had 4 events in Rio as well, 3 events in Tokyo, 3 medals in Tokyo. We're looking at repeating something like that in Paris, yeah?
Yeah, I know. I'm like 28 in Paris, so, well, I'm 28 now, but I keep trying to lie to myself and tell I'm still young. But, Paris this year is going to be my big one. I'm feeling ready, body feels good, and I feel like I'm at my prime of my career, so I want to go into Paris, give myself the best opportunity to deliver an unbelievable performance and outdo myself from previous games.
Yeah, well, look, amazing stuff. Well done. Another British title. Ladies and gentlemen, Stephen Clegg. So, Matthew Redfern, British records for S13. Can we get a round of applause for that, ladies and gentlemen? You know, I spoke to you after your heats. You said there was a couple of little things you wanted to fix, like your breakout at the start, because in a 50 they really count. And you seem to get it right tonight.
Yeah, I was really happy with the swim. Couldn't really have done much more. It's bittersweet because I PB'd it. I got the British record, but just missed out on the time that I would have needed for Paris. So part of me is happy, excited, but the other part's just a little bit disappointed.
You know, I know it's the sport, I suppose, but you really have had a massive week. We did it in the 100 free as well earlier, so there has been massive progressions for you. You're heading definitely in that right direction.
Yeah, my week has been, I couldn't really have asked for more. I PB'd every single time I swam, so I've had a good week, but yeah, it's just ended on that. Almost.
Almost. Well, look, congratulations, a silver medal and a British record. We love it. Thomas, I'm just going to pop in here quickly. A bronze medal, a fantastic performance for you, getting up here on the podium with some of these big boys.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing getting a medal with the likes of Stephen Clegg and Matt Redfern. I enjoyed it. Finally went the sub-27 barrier trying to hit for ages.
Yeah. An amazing achievement. Well, look, congratulations. A bronze medal. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for your British medalists.
So there are the medalists. Thomas Navarro-Barber, well, what a great performance he had. The recognisable figure of the one and only Mark Foster in the pool again tonight. 50 freestyle specialist over the years, world champion. I think 6-time an Olympian, Mark Foster. Had 10 years held a world record for. So the man that all the 50 freestylers looked up to. And there is new British record holder Matt Redfern with the winner Stephen Clegg, Thomas Navarro-Barber. And we move on to the Paris final now. And a little bit earlier, John Mason caught up with the favourite, Ben Proud.
What, 21.7 in a hit, not bad for a heat swim. You hit that time this morning. You just got to do it again tonight, Ben.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're seeing during the week. You know, it's not confirmed if you do it in the morning. So come out tonight. But to be honest, for me, this is more about you know, that Olympic preparation, seeing what time I can go. And if I can do a good time in the morning here, then I know when it comes to the games, I can you know, put together a good heat swim. Yeah,
and you know, it's been a sort of a busy season for you. I know you were in the middle of a big training block at Worlds, still managing to pull off that bronze medal there. I know there you said this was your focus moving on to the summer, and you seem to be getting where you want to go.
Yeah, I mean, it's all progression. All like we're trying to increase the amount of work we're doing through the year. But to be honest, for me as a sprinter, my yardage is low, so to get in a race, that's the best type of training. So every opportunity I have to get a good swim in, I'm going to take it. And just learn as I go.
You said those boys from the 100 were looking good as well.
Oh, definitely. It's going to be great this night.
I can't wait to see it. Well, look, good luck. Can't wait to see what you do.
Thanks.
To the men's 50 metre, I'm going to be down here with a man who knows about the men's 50. The freestyle is going to be fast, isn't it, Mark? Give us your thoughts on this race.
1.88. Ben's been world champion, Commonwealth champion in the past. He did the time this morning. I expect him to do the time, just how fast he can go. And it's whether the other boys can go 21.8. Matt Richards got a shout. Lewis Brass is actually the only other swimmer that's done the time in the past. But he's not been on form, but you can turn things around with a 53 pretty quickly.
Yeah, and I think, you know, with some of those boys that were focusing on the 100, it's now dropping back. Is that a tough thing to do, or is it just all out, everything pedal to the metal?
Well, a lot of people, and you hear the announcer say, oh, slap and dash. Nah, it's not. I mean, it's one of those things, yes, you give it everything, but if you try too hard in the first few strokes, you just sort of miss water and you get a little bit of bubbles and stuff. And we talk about snatching water. If you don't get clean water, you can't really use the water. So I always used to say to myself, like, count the first few strokes. I used to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right, now have it. But up until that point, it was like, because otherwise you can get a little bit too carried away and you see people just get tight and tense.
Yes, it's all about building through your 50.
Absolutely. But I mean, again, you don't want to leave it too late, so you've got to give it at the same time. But it's learning what works for you and what keeps you relaxed. Relaxed speed.
Well, we're going to see who keeps that relaxed speed, and the boys are coming out now. So it's back over to Andy.
Well, when you watch them, you won't think it's relaxed speed. You'll think it's absolute mayhem, this final of the men's 50 metres freestyle. I love these. Absolutely love watching the 50 metres freestyle. And as Mark just said, only 2 men in British swimming history have ever gone under the consideration time for the Olympic Games. One of them is in lane number 4, that's Ben Proud. The other one is in lane 7, that's Lewis Burris. The only 2 ever to do it. Do you think we'll see it again, and do you think we'll see more?
I think comfortably Ben will get the time, like Mark says, just about how fast he's going to go. But there's definitely outside chances. Lewis Burris, Matthew Richards, Alex Cahoon's had a great week too, so I wouldn't put it past any of them.
Well, we just saw Cumberledge swam really well on the individual 100 metres freestyle. Swam a great swim there. He's in 2. Painter is in lane 6. He swam really well as well. 7th on the 100 now. Matt Richards won the 100 metres freestyle, 47.8. He was the world champion last year on the 200 metres freestyle. Olympic champion on that 4x2. This guy's swimming really well as well. Alexander Cahoon of Loughborough University, 4th on the 100 free in a 48.2. That was outstanding. Well, if you think those guys are good, this guy is utterly brilliant. Undefeated worldwide in 2021. He's been world long course champion, world short course champion, European long and short course champion, 3 times Commonwealth champion. But there's one medal he's never got.
Olympic champion. Hopefully this summer. I think Ben's in great form, you know, like you've just reeled off. He has so much experience behind him, and I think this summer going into it, he's looking great.
He really is. Well, he is the body. When you see him ready, I mean, just extraordinary is Ben Proud. There he is. He's still not got his top off quite yet. I have to say, if you had a piece of marble and you wanted to chisel and make a statue, you'd probably get him to stand and pose. He's just amazing. He's so strong. There he is in that red suit, right in the centre. Ben Proud, 5 times British champion. Only one of these guys here have ever beaten him at the British Championships, and that's Lewis Burris in 7. There's Proud in 4. I just keep a little eye out in 3 for Matt Richards, you know. Very quietly. I think he thinks he can do well here, and I think he can too. This is going to be fascinating. .21.88 is the target. The final, the men's 50 freestyle. Proud in 4.
Take your marks.
So the final of the 50 freestyle, and Parrott is a great starter. Look at that start. Oh my word, if you stop the race there, he's won it by about a quarter of a second already. Already going well in 2 though is David Cumberledge up there, but look at Proud. He's so strong, he's so powerful. This is a brilliant swim from him. Look at this. Fantastic swim. Well, he's going to be way under 21.88. Oh my goodness me, 21.25, and Matt Richards has gone under 2. Oh, well, I thought he was going to do well. He thought he was going to do well. I didn't think he was going to go that fast. That is extraordinary.
Amazing stuff there from Ben. His PB sits at 21.11, so very close to that PB. It's a great form heading into the summer.
And there's Ben's mum, look at that. Oh, gracious me. Well, it's hard. I'll tell you what, it's much harder on the pool side, it is. Look at Ben. Oh, what a great swim. Well, Mum was really excited. She's a lovely lady, and goodness me, to watch your son win his 6th national title in such a quick time as well. And the world is going to be pretty scared at that, you know. 21.2 at a domestic meet, and he's only going to get faster. He could win the Olympics, you know.
Absolutely, and he had such a great start. You can see, like, by 50 metres, he was already half a body length ahead, so dominant over 50 metres.
Well, there's the 2 qualifiers. That is utterly brilliant. My goodness me, that was quick. Ben Proud wins the 50 metres freestyle. 21.25 is outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. Matt Richards in 2nd, also underneath that nomination time. 2 brilliant swims from both of them. Let's hear what they've got to say to John Mason.
Well, Ben, 21-2, it gives me great pleasure to say this. You're going to Paris! And 21-2 is really, really fast.
Yeah, I mean, that's a nice surprise. You know, I mean, being in London, home pool, and to be honest, tonight's special because only for the second time in my swimming career, I have my whole family under the same roof, and I really wanted to show them what I can do.
Yeah. Well, you did. You know, that was an amazing swim. You said to me this morning you were using this as like practice for the Olympics, because I was like, why are you going so fast in the heats? And you came out here, you did the job, you did everything you needed to do.
Yeah, I mean, I did what I wanted to do this morning, and tonight was just about putting in a fast race. And yeah, the good thing is I have some things to fix, so I'm happy.
Well done, mate. Congratulations. He's on the plane. He's going to Paris. Matt Richards as well. You know, you did it the other night in the 100. You're already going to Paris. 21 and another nomination time in a 50. You love a 50.
Yeah, it was great fun. I mean, I said beforehand, I kind of wanted to dive into Ben's lane and just hold on tonight. So, yeah, it was great fun. I really enjoyed that. Great swims from the other boys. And, you know, again, see so many people under 22. It's amazing. But, yeah, really pleased with that.
Yeah, well, look, congratulations. An amazing swim from you. And Alex, I'm going to sneak around the back of the camera here. Come over here, because you qualified the other night. First Olympics going in the relay. And I know you were kind of shocked about it. You got out there, you went, what, am I going? Is this happening? I said, yes, you're going to Paris. So now you've had a moment to process it. Talk us through what's been going on in your mind.
Yeah. The plan coming in tonight was just be relaxed as I can. I got the job done early in the week and tried to go on this big man's wave, but he's so far in front of me off the start. But yeah, I'm glad to go under 22, but I wanted a little bit quicker tonight, but it sets me up well for the summer. So.
It certainly does, and look, congratulations. Off to Paris as well. Brilliant stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your British medalists.
What a fantastic race that was. I can't believe the time, 21.25. Utterly extraordinary. A very proud mum. It is Sally Proud presenting the medals to the winners. Alexander Cahoon there getting the bronze medal. What a meet he's had. He's going to Paris. As is Matt Richards, who won the 100 metres freestyle. This is, I think, a little bit frightening for the guys on the 200, because if he's got 21.8 speed, my goodness me, what's he going to have on the 200? And Ben Proud, 21.25. So fast.
Very fast, and I'm sure he'll be over the moon with that. And lovely to see his mum on poolside presenting. That time puts Ben ranked second fastest performer this year, so just behind Cameron McAvoy, who posted that in Doha.
Second fastest in the world. Wow, there we go. Look at that. What a great idea. Whoever's had this idea to have the medals be presented by people who actually really care and really matter is just a super idea, isn't it? Look at that. I'll tell you what, she's in her element there as well. Look at that. She's in amongst the big trees, but my goodness me, she's having fun. Why would you not? Why would you not, Molly Renshaw? Why would you not? Silence from Molly Renshaw on that one.
I'm just jealous. Silently jealous.
Oh, wow. I can't believe the time. Second fastest in the world, and that's to the guy who doesn't really perform. Oh, there's a handshake. Look, 10 times world record holder Mark Foster giving Ben Proud a good old hug there. That's great to see. And wow, the swimmer in third was just brilliant. Great to see him in the Olympic team.
Yeah, really young talent there from Alex. He's, I think he shocked himself a little bit getting onto that team in fourth place on the 100. So going there for the relay, might potentially. Boy's just walking by now. But yeah, great talent there from Alex. I think he has a really exciting future ahead of him.
Oh, it's so nice when they say hello when they go past. I feel like a bit of a fanboy, I've got to tell you. They are so quick. That's extraordinary. Oh, Sally's just saying hello as well. This is fantastic. Here we go. Women's 200 IMB final. Shola Robinson, she actually withdrew from the final of the 100 fly, from the junior final of the 100 fly, to be in this, the B final. Excuse me, I'm a race ahead. This is the junior final. It's Chloe Brown.
Take your marks.
So Chloe Brown is the fastest seed, and this is the junior final of the women's 200 metres individual medley. Chloe Brown, she hasn't made any of the European junior consideration times yet, but she's very close on this one. if she can put a big one in here, I think she can do it. You know, she's a great swimmer, the 17-year-old from Mount Kelly down in Tavistock in Devon, and Chloe Bown started well.
Yeah, really strong strong start there from Theodora Taylor as well in lane 3. I think she's going to get the touch. She does in 28.96. Nice strong underwaters there as well from her, trying to maximise that 15 metres that she's allowed.
It is interesting how much focus there is now on these underwater turns, but not everybody's great at them yet. And certainly your squad, Ollie, were utterly brilliant. I mean, when you talk about technical excellence, some of your teammates, and you included, were superb at it. What did you do that others aren't quite doing yet?
I think Dave Hemmings is a driving force behind that. He is an absolute technical genius, and he's always kind of plugging that we need to kind of set the technique right first and then build fast swimming upon that. So we used to do often between 2 to 3 purely technical sessions a week, working with the camera work, doing bungee cord work for speed work. So it's a very technical focus, and then it's always about transferring that into fast swimming as well, because that's when you can kind of lose your technique. When your head's in a different place mentally, you've got a lot to think about in a race. It's about tuning back into the basics and focusing on that technique.
Well, there's some very good swimmers in this, the junior final. The 15-year-old right at the top there, Amber Rigg of Cockermouth, going very well indeed. And the breaststroke, it always sorts them out. And now it looks like in lane 5 coming through is Emma Allett-File. She did exactly the same as this in the heats this morning. Allett-File first to turn with Chloe Bown, the Mount Kelly students in lane 4. And these two first and second. Closer to us of those leaders is Emma Allett-File of Guildford City, with Chloe Bown of Mount Kelly. And the Mount Kelly student just starting to go ahead now. She's swimming really well, but this is really tight. Also going well in 3 is Theodora Taylor, the 15-year-old from Torvine. And she's having a really good 50 freestyle here. This is a great swim. I think she might take it, you know. The junior final, the women's 200 medley, and she's won it. She's won it comfortably. What a final 50 that was, 2:19.19. Well, that is inside the junior consideration time for the winner, the 15-year-old, and that's a super swim from her. Well, that last 50 was fabulous.
Yeah, amazing last 50 there from Theodora. She has already achieved the European junior qualifying time on the 50 freestyle, so I think we knew we'd see her coming back strong, but Chloe Bown had an amazing breaststroke leg there as well. She was the only one in the field to split under 40 seconds.
So Theodora Taylor winning the junior final of the women's 200 medley from Torvine, 2:19.19. Excellent junior European consideration time. Chloe Bown was second. Third was Amber Rigg of Cockermouth. Great program they've got there. So the B final of the women's 200 AM. And I was getting a little excited and calling her Shola Robinson in that previous one, but she is here now, and she still withdrew from the junior final of the 100 fly to concentrate on this, the 200 medley. And let's see how it goes. Juniors in 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah, we have 14-year-old Amelie in lane 3, so another 14-year-old Amelie. But yeah, great swim from her this morning. She hit a season's best dip under that European junior qualifying time.
Beatrice Varley had a great 400 medley in lane number 5. Maybe the 200 a little bit short for, but that's Holly Widows. Holly Widows in lane number 2. She's gone 4 European junior consideration times already. 4. 53, 100 back, 100 fly, 200 medley. She did the 200 medley in the heats this morning, a 2:18. The lifetime best is 2:17, so she can go even quicker. So the B final, the women's 200 medley. McNair in 1, Widows 2, Smith 3, Robinson 4, Varley 5, Farrow 6, Horn in 7, and Robinson of Repton in 8.
Great start from Holly Widows in lane 2. She has already achieved the qualifying time for the European juniors on 100 fly, so I think we can expect to see her go out strong. Great at the 100 backstroke as well, so I think she's going to have a really strong half of this first race.
Interesting, she's done the European junior qualifying time, as you say, on this 100 fly and on that 100 backstroke, but nevertheless, right with her in lane number 4 is Shola Robertson. And so, excuse me, Robinson. And, well, Shola really concentrating on this medley, trying to just really give it everything on this 200 medley. Decided to withdraw from the 100 fly, and she's had a great 50 fly at the start.
Yeah, she's looking great here. She's pulling away from the rest of the field on this backstroke, so hopefully she can get a good turn here, good underwater on the breaststroke, and we can see, I think like we said in the last heat, breaststroke kind of splits the field, so definitely an interesting leg coming up.
And these back to breast turns, well, there's several different ways of doing it, as we had beautifully explained to us by Hannah Miley earlier on in the week. But now the breaststroke leg, and this is interesting because Shola Robinson in that red hat starting to be attacked here by Beatrice Varley. Varley, very good breaststroker with the Plymouth Leander hat in lane 5, that silver hat with Plymouth on it, and she's just starting to catch up here. Interesting breaststroke.
Yeah, Beatrice looking really strong here, I think. Lane 4 in the red hat has quite a steady stroke, you know, not much head movement, but really lovely long stroke from Beatrice in lane 5 to turn fast there.
So Beatrice Varley over first with Shola Robinson second, and these two comfortably ahead at the moment. It looks like the slightly better freestyle at the moment is from Beatrice Varley in that Plymouth hat closer to us in lane 5, and she's swimming well here. Lifetime best is the fastest in the field at 2:16.9, and she's going to be right on that here. She's swimming well. It's going to be close. Come on, get in. Beatrice Varley from Plymouth, 2:16.9. Oh, 2:16.94, exactly the same as her lifetime best. Look at this, mate, that's brutal.
I'm sure she'll still be very happy with that. You know, it's really annoying when you go through these races, and I think as a swimmer you're very critical of your races, and you always want that little bit more. Even if you're hitting qualifying times, you're winning golds, you're always pushing to want that extra. But great backhand there from Beatrice, lovely breaststroke and really strong freestyle to finish in a 2:16.94.
Yeah, it was a great swim. Equalled her lifetime best, and it was a season's best. Brilliant swimming. Right, Paul Noble, straight over to you. The Paris para-final of the 200 AM.
Thank you, Andy. And there are the finalists just about to make their way out to the start here, led out by Grace Harvey. One or two SM6 swimmers in this one. Grace only just missed the nomination time by just less than a second this morning. And there's the world record holder in the SM6 classification, Paralympic and world champion. She's done it all, Maisie Summers-Newton, one of the real stars of British para swimming. Brock Whiston, well, she's also the world record holder in her classification. Set that world record back in 2019. It's never been challenged since in the SM8 class. Megan Willis, oh, what a good swim the young Welsh swimmer had in qualification. Tony Shaw, well, 2 100s. She achieved the qualification standard last night in the 400. She was only 7 100s outside this morning in the heats. Louise Fiddis also achieved a nomination standard in the 200 freestyle earlier in the week. And Poppy Maskell, what a swim she had in the butterfly earlier. Really challenging this swimmer, Olivia Newman-Baronius, who equalled the world record in that 100 butterfly a little bit earlier this evening. So Newman-Baronius and Poppy Maskell side by side this time. It was a great tussle that they had in the butterfly, and is it going to be a repeat here in this 200 IM? Remember, it's not all about who touches the wall first though. That lady on the very far side of the shot there, Maisie Summers-Newton, the world record holder, may have something to say about it. 2 Paralympic golds in Tokyo in this event and in the 100 breaststroke. So Maisie Summers-Newton, she will be behind the swimmers in the middle, but watch out for the points.
Take your marks.
And they come to the end. Grace Harvey, closest to us, will also be looking for her first nomination time of the week. And the others in this one, Tony Shaw, will be looking for a slight improvement so she can dip under as well. But fascinating contest at the front, this one. Poppy Maskell and Olivia Newman-Baronius. There's 2 swimmers. Poppy Maskell's been around for a couple of years now, Poppy Maskell. She was the Emerging Para Swimmer of the Year 2022. That was her breakthrough year. And this year is the breakthrough year of Olivia Newman-Baronius, and she leads the new world record holder in the 100 fly, leads at the after the butterfly. But Poppy Maskell, very strong backstroker, and she is coming right back into contention. Louise Fiddis in third place. She's a strong breaststroker, so watch out for Louise when they come down to this halfway point. Maisie Summers-Newton and Grace Harvey going well at the back of the field, but we'll keep an eye on their times as we go along, see how they are progressing. And look at this backstroke from Poppy Maskell. She's really strong over all the strokes. Maybe the breaststroke would be a slight Achilles heel for Poppy Maskell. Olivia Newman-Baronius, a little bit of an unknown quantity coming into these championships. We've really only seen her in one competition before, the World Para Series in Italy a couple of weeks ago. As Maisie just coming to that halfway point, going through in 126.89, so she is inside world record pace, Maisie Summers-Newton, so this could be an incredible swim right across the field. So in the lead though, it is Poppy Maskell. Olivia Newman-Baronius coming back very strongly. Well, we've seen some head-to-heads this week, and this is another one. The two young swimmers are going head-to-head on this 200 IM, and this is a rivalry that could go on for a long time. But Poppy Maskell with the edge. She's been in great form this year. Olivia Newman-Baronius, though, has been able to produce the goods in the final, but I don't think she's going to catch Poppy Maskell this time. Poppy Maskell is looking absolutely supreme here at the front of the field. She's now stretching away from Newman-Baronius, and it is going to be a great swim from Poppy Maskell. Look at this, the nomination standard is 226.48, and she's well inside that. 936 points for Maskell, and she will take it at the moment as it stands, 936 points. But let's go back to Maisie Summers-Newton. Well, she was very close to world record pace, Maisie Summers-Newton, in the outside lane. Here she comes into shot now. Well, just keep an eye here on Maisie. 256.68 is the world record. She set that to win gold in Tokyo. It's going to be mighty close, you know. 256 has just gone by. It's going to be a big points total for Maisie. It is 972 points. She just behind Brock Whiston, who we missed coming in at 242.77. And Grace Harvey just outside her nomination time as well. So Brock Whiston, well, great time for Brock. Big improvement, 242.77. The excellent swim, well inside the nomination time. So a few races all rolled into one there. It was the head-to-head at the front of the field between Poppy Maskell and Olivia Newman-Baronius. The two S14 swimmers went out together on the butterfly. Once they got on to the backstroke though, it was Poppy Maskell who stretched away from the Maxwell swimmer. In the end, this tussle at the front of the field was the battle for bronze, because the two world record holders, Brock Whiston and Maisie Summers-Newton, they ended up looking for the gold and silver, and it was Brock Whiston who got it. 242 for Brock Whiston. That's an excellent time, a season's best for her, the best she's been since 2019, and she's coming back on form right at the right moment, Brock Whiston. Maisie Summers-Newton, bang on world record pace at the halfway point. She was nervous about this 200 metres individual medley earlier today, but with no reason at all. Look at that, 972 points, 2 minutes 58.34, so great swims there. 976, 972 and 936 points. Incredibly fast swims there from the three medalists, and of course 3 nomination times, and the medalists are now on the medal podium alongside John Mason.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, can I get a round of applause for these British medalists? Brock, I'm going to squeeze in here. Chatting to you again, you've had a busy week, but another British Championship title and the nomination time.
Yeah, I didn't realise I got the 100 fly this morning, so yeah, but I have to say thanks for everyone at British Swimming. I mean, I've had a tough couple of years, and Rob,
Dave, my parents, my coach, my boyfriend, everyone's been right behind me, so it's down to them that I'm still here.
Well, look, congratulations on everything you've been doing. It's amazing. Maisie, I'm going to come over here now because I know you said to me you were so nervous for this one. It's the big one. Paralympic champion in this, world champion in this. You did it. Job done.
Yeah, pressure's off now. Thanks. Yeah, I think, you know, being at the top, sometimes it is quite difficult to stay there. But, you know, I've had a fantastic team, got Andy Sharp, my coach, my family are in the crowd, they always come along. So, yeah, it's been really, really good. And I think that was a season's best, close to it. Yeah, it's a season's best. So, yeah, pleased with that. As fastest I've gone all season. So I think it puts us in a good place for Paris.
Amazing. And listen, good luck for that two breast tomorrow as well. Can't wait to see you do it. Poppy, I'm just going to come over here as well. Another nomination time for you. You're having a great week.
I am, thank you.
Yes, lovely. Congratulations on another medal. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for our British medalists.
Well, fantastic swims, all three swimmers. And Poppy Maskell, well, she is having a great week, isn't she? Real star emerging. First Paralympics surely beckons for Poppy Maskell. There's Ellie Simmonds again on medal duty. Ellie and Maisie. Well, Maisie with the swimmer that inspired her for those performances in London. And that's great to see these two great friends. And Brock as well, local here to the London area. Ellie, of course, used to train here. Great performance from the three medalists. And Ellie just make a little adjustment for Brock. Well, final to come. It's the women's 200 IM at Paris final. And a little bit earlier, after the heats, John caught up with the fastest qualifier, Abby Wood.
Down here on pool deck with the incredible Abby Wood. Abby, you know, qualified in that relay the other night, but I know this is your main event. This is your focus. Looking to try and beat that PB. 209.1, is it?
Yeah, so that was from Tokyo, so to be able to do it this Olympic year would be really special. And like my family would be here tonight. Like they've not got to see me race at that level just because of how much COVID's affected that. And so to have them here and see it, like hopefully a strong swim, like it would mean a lot, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, you looked super comfortable out there. It was like a 2:11.3 for a heat swim. It's not bad at all. You know, very close to that nomination time as well. Were there things in that race that you sort of felt went maybe a little bit wrong that you want to sort of fix for tonight?
I don't know if it was wrong. It was probably more planned. Like I just wanted to practice my back end, which will make the difference to my PB. And so I just did the first 100 smoother. Not smooth, smoother. And then I like put the pressure on the breast and free. And so if I just like turn up at the heat on the first 100 tonight with great backstrokers with Katie and Freya either side of me, like I'll be set up really well to hopefully do something near my best, yeah.
Well, she is a fantastic medley swimmer. She was fourth at the Olympic Games on the 200 medley. There's actually two finalists from that Olympic Games. Alicia Wilson up in lane 2. She was also in the Olympic final. She was 8th in that. But what a field we've got here. Candice Hall in lane number 1. She's the 7th fastest seed. With Phoebe Cooper, the youngster, in lane 7. With Lily Booker in 8. There's 3 of your old teammates in this final of the women's 200 metres individual medley. There's Alicia Wilson, the Olympic finalist.
Yeah, really exciting final coming up here. We've got 5 of the top 10 performers ever in Britain in this very final, so it's going to be a fast one. The qualifying time is 2:10.62, so a few of the girls' PBs are under that, so it'll be exciting to see where they finish.
Well, there's the champion of the 400 metres individual medley and the 200 metres freestyle. She's booked a ticket on Eurostar to Paris. And Shanahan, well, she's swum well so far, but second on the 400 medley and second on the 200 backstroke. You don't get an automatic spot for second, even though she's underneath the consideration time on both. I'm sure she'll go, though. And then, well, Molly, one of your best friends, I'm sure here, Abby Wood, right at the centre here, second on the 200 freestyle, so she'll go to Paris on that 4x200 freestyle relay, but I know she wants to go really quick here on this final of the 200 medley.
Absolutely, and she's definitely got a good swim in here. I know her training's been going so well. She did a PB earlier this week on the 200 freestyle, so that's given her confidence moving forward. I know she's got the 100 free coming up as well tomorrow, but I think this is definitely the main focus for Abby.
Well, there in lane 5 is Katie Shanahan, the defending champion, the Scottish record holder. What a field. In 2, we've got Olympic finalist. In 3, we've got the new world champion 400 medley. In 4, 4th at the Olympics on this 200 IM. 5th, Shanahan, the defending champion. 2nd on the 2 back and 4 IM. Schlossen's an excellent swimmer in 6, double European junior champion. What a field. The Paris final, the big final, the women's 200 IM. Fastest seed is Abby Wood in the centre.
Take your marks.
So the final of the women's 200 IM. A final here on day 5 of this Olympic trials, and there's a lot of emotional energy gone so far, so they've got to control that. Feel a little bit emotionally singed was one of the ways that one of the coaches was talking about it. You've got to control it because this is a massive final for these women.
Absolutely, and I think Freya and Abby will be riding that high from earlier this week. You know, they're both firmly on the team. Katie Shanahan had a few setbacks this week, finishing 2nd, which great times, but I know she was slightly disappointed with.
So Abby Wood is out quick, and her underwaters again. Look at that turn, Molly. That's just an amazing fly to back turn, going really well with Candace Hoare also at the top.
Yeah, Abby's an amazing short course swimmer, so you can really expect to see her like excelling off of those turns. As we said, Dave Hemmings is kind of like a technical genius, really pushes the small details.
Well, this is fascinating, isn't it? Because Abby Wood's breaststroke is brilliant. She's leading after the fly in the back. A little bit surprising for me, this. The red hat of Freya Colbert in 3 is charging. And those two, Wood and Colbert, very close indeed. 9/100ths splitting those two at the halfway with Shanahan in 3rd. But Shanahan's Preston free is very good. This is going to be interesting.
Abby Wood also the amazing breaststroke. She competed in the 200 breaststroke at the last Olympics, so I can probably expect to see her pulling away here. Very strong freestyle as well, but again, I think Katie and Freya both have strong freestyles, so they'll be clawing back there.
Well, I guess it's just how fast is Abby Wood going to go here, and how much has she got left on the freestyle. She's worked it really hard, the fly, the back and the breast. It's a gutsy swim. It looks like it's a very tactical swim. Her and Dave Hemmings must have had a really good chat, but look at that turn.
Yeah, very impressive underwaters from Abby. She hit the wall perfectly there on that last turn, set her up for that underwater phase.
Well, this is a really great swim, and is she going to win this title? The rest of the field trying to come back, but Abby Wood's a brilliant freestyler, silver medalist on the 200 free. She was 4th at the Olympics on this 200 free, and this is a superb swim. The consideration time is 2:10.6, and she's going to be way under that. This is a great swim. Lifetime best is 2:09.1. Wow, 2:08.9, a new lifetime best for her. That is an outstanding swim from Abby Wood. Look at that, she can't believe it. I can't believe it. Molly Renshaw's banging the desk in delight. That's a wonderful swim.
Oh, it's amazing to see. I'm close to tears. I've got goosebumps. But no, it's been a long time coming for Abby. She trains so hard day in, day out. So little PB for her though, but to dip under that 2:09, it's perfect prep for this summer.
Wow, and those two there did the consideration time. The winner, Abby Wood, so she's going to add that to that 4x2 free relay. I'm sure she'd go on the individual 200 if she wants to. Freya Colbert already won the 400 IM and the 200 free. Underneath the consideration time on this 200 medley as well. Wow. Shanahan was 3rd, Schlossen 4th, Cooper 5th, but what a start that was. The fly back, it surprised me how quick she was.
Yeah, I mean, she's always had a really strong fly, and I think her start, you could see from the first 15 metres, she's already nearly half her body length ahead, so that sets her up perfectly, and I just think the technique and the kind of the focus around the walls and the underwater just really separates her from the rest of the field.
And the time is amazing. We normally don't get too excited about times unless we need to, but I'm so pleased for her. I think that's exactly what you said, actually. So pleased for under 2:09.
Yeah, and you can see her in pain there at the end of the race, but yeah, very well deserved. She trains so hard, especially alongside Freya. Freya dropping a lot of time there as well. She's dropped just nearly 2 seconds.
Well, that is absolutely brilliant. The results of the women's 200 metres individual medley, a wonderful swim from Abby Wood, winning it in a brilliant time, a consideration time, 2:08.91. Freya also under it, and they're now talking to John Mason.
That was an amazing way to finish the night. We had a nomination time. You're going to Paris for this event, Abby Wood. Right? But I think what was even bigger for you was that personal best. You know, you said to me your parents didn't get to watch you do that in Tokyo, and you wanted one here today.
Yeah, even just seeing them is just so weird because they never see me when I actually swim well. But yeah, I think every older swimmer knows that like it's so hard to just move on to the next second, and even though it's 0.2, I'm now in the 208, so it just feels really nice.
208, it sounds pretty good, doesn't it?
Yeah, I know all the events moved on and I wanted to move on with it, and I feel like I'm getting closer to the girls at the top, so it's nice.
Amazing stuff. Well, that was a fantastic performance, and you just scored your place in that event at Paris as well, so maybe we'll see another one there. Ladies and gentlemen, Abby Wood! And Freya, hitting that nomination time there, I know you did it in the 4 the other night. It's half the distance, hurts just a little bit less.
I don't know about hurting a little bit less. Like, I think this morning it was actually really hard. I was a little bit like nervous because it was a lot of effort this morning for not that quick a time, but that's such a big PB and I haven't swum this event that much, so I'm just really pleased to be up there with the girls, and I think I surprised myself a little bit tonight, but I'm so happy to hopefully have the opportunity to swim this in Paris if everything goes to plan.
Yeah, fingers crossed. I mean, your focus has been the 4. Were you expecting to do that tonight?
I think I haven't really swum it tapered in a while, so like we knew the potential was there because I've swum so well on some of my other events, but you never really know. Like for me, I'm changing stroke so often, like before I know it, I'm swapping stroke again, so I just really had no idea, and I couldn't really see the girls until the last 50, so I'm really pleased with that.
Well, you put in a great race. Congratulations.
Thank
a
you very
silver
much.
medal and another nomination time. Right, didn't you do great? Now, Katie, you've had a big week. You have had nomination time in the 400, nomination time in the 2 back, another great race up against these girls. That's the end of your program. So I know you said, thank God it's done. Sum it up for us.
Yeah, I'm happy it's over. That was a really tough 3 days, mentally and physically. But, you know, to finish in the 2 a.m. with these girls, and I'm so happy for Abby finally going 208, and for Freya, who doesn't usually do the event, to go really well. I'm really happy for her. That time there for me wasn't really I wanted it to be, but, you know, I can't really complain after a tough 2 days, and I'm happy to have got 2 qualification times, well, nomination times. So, yeah.
Well, listen, 2 nomination times in 2 different events. Put yourself in a really solid place in front of the selectors, okay? Congratulations on a fantastic week. It is always a pleasure watching you race. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your British medalists!
Well, that was something special. 2 consideration times. I have to say, I wasn't really expecting that, but Abby Wood's time, 2:08. She's still the 2nd fastest British woman in history. And the medal's been presented by the Right Honourable Lord Hendy of Richmond Hill, CBA, chair of the London Legacy Development Corporation, and what a London legacy there has been. This pool is just fantastic, it really is, and from 2012, they've kept it in pristine condition. It is an utterly brilliant facility. Well, it's been a fantastic day, and that was the great final. Tomorrow, though, we've got that men's 200 metres freestyle. Really looking forward to that. Have a great night. See you tomorrow.
Oh, well, I'll tell you what a fantastic way to finish that night. We've got PBs. Well done. Well done. Well done. Oh, a personal bet. I mean, what a PB as well. To join the 208 club is a big thing and a great way for Abby for her to be able to do that, I suppose, in front of her parents and her family.
I know, and I'm just so happy for Abby. You know, it's the last few years, the last Olympics, so it's been a long 3 years for her. She's trained so hard, and now having Freya to train with alongside her is a great push for her. But amazing to see like her do it in front of her family and friends. I'm gutted not to see Julie or Darren presenting the medals, but yeah, I'm so happy for her.
Yeah, it was amazing. And also on the para side as well, we had a world record tonight. Can you believe it?
A Thai world record from Olivia, which was just amazing. I was just chatting to her when she came away from that 200 IM, and she said she's exhausted, which is understandable. Going a world record and doing all the events that she has done. She's still got events tomorrow. She's got 2 races, but to see a world record at this trials is just something special, and to see 2 world records, first William on the 100 metres free and then Olivia then on the 100 metres fly, is just these athletes, we're seeing para-athletes at that world-class stage. It's just gets us so excited for the games in the summer.
I'm super pumped for it, and I think, you know, we've mentioned Abby, we've mentioned world records. I think my highlight of the night was seeing Ben Proud, because Ben Proud's going in 21-2. Like, that is wild fast at this time of the season, and I don't think he was expecting it. And again, he had his family in as well. So that was, you know, I suppose my highlight was over in 21 seconds. The best way it should be. Ellie, what are we looking for tomorrow? It's the last day of racing.
Yeah, so we've got the 100 metres breaststroke. We saw Grace Harvey, who is an Essex category in the 200 IM, just narrowly missed that qualification time, but she is world champion. She got the silver medal in the 100 metres breaststroke, so we're going to hopefully see her tomorrow. Also, Maisie Summers-Newton as well. She is a world record holder in the SB6 classification. We're going to see her race. We're going to see loads of people. There's so many of these para guys that it's so hard to chat about them because all of them are just incredible. So some great swimming.
Fantastic. And over in the swimming program, we got the men's 200 and the women's 100. It's going to be fast, isn't it, Mo?
Yeah, really exciting way to end the meet, I think. Wrapping up with that men's 200 freestyle. We've had so much depth in that event for so many years now. And even to make it back to the final, I caught up with Duncan earlier and he was saying everyone's going to have to be on it in the heats just to get in that top 8 to get the A finals. So really looking forward to that one.
Yeah, no one will be holding back at all. So listen, a fantastic night. We've got one more day. I can't believe we're at the last day already. It has gone very quick, but I've enjoyed every minute. Tomorrow, the heats for that men's 200 free that Molly was just talking about is going to be tomorrow, kicking off at 10 a.m. My producer's like, ask Molly about the 200 free. Anyway, tune in tomorrow from 10 a.m. in that heats. We, of course, have the finals tomorrow night from 6:45. Our last one. Tune in to see us, the last day of action at the Speedo Aquatics GB Swimming Championships here for 2024. For now, good night, goodbye, and we'll see you then.